Advil plus acetaminophen. Ibuprofen targets pain. Acetaminophen blocks pain signals.
Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel, the one that's Tiger strong.
VoiceMod gives you over 150 lag-free real-time voice changers and unlimited sound.
I'm just gonna go ahead and start because I have like 300 pictures to get through, and it's gonna take a while to get through that. I would hopefully get through a picture a minute, but you know, there's some that you can speed through, some that need a bit more explaining, but you know, let's just go. I should move my chat. Well, when we have chats, if we have chats, then we'll move it. Let's just center that a bit more. I just start on the first image. I just had to like renumber the images real quick because, yeah, that one doesn't need much word. It's so, I mean, just to start off, my flight was delayed. I started later than I should. I was supposed to land at like 2 to 3 p.m. Local time. I ended up landing there at 7 p.m. I didn't have a hotel, so I just grabbed the first, business hotel I could find that was right next to the airport because I didn't want to spend an hour getting into downtown Tokyo and then having to look for a hotel then. That would have been a pain. Because then I would have gotten in at like 9 p.m. and I would have had all my luggage and stuff, and it would have been such a pain. So I found a nice little business hotel, which means there's barely enough room to walk and there's like a single toilet, and honestly you have very little room. It is a business hotel through and through. I just went to the basement, had a 7-Eleven, I believe, and I just went like, okay, we take the 7-Eleven. Wait, what? Really? Well, I didn't hear about that. Okay. Anyways, I'm already going too slow for what I need to get through this. This was just the first meal that I had, which is just like the dirtiest, quick 2 onigiri and a strong zero, and then I passed out because the time difference there is massive. Interesting thing about these kind of places, these like business hotels, the breakfast, very Japanese. Open buffet, most Japanese thing I have ever seen. They had like, God, I put background music on and there's just ads. I love ads. It was just like the slaw, the yakisoba, the fish, the egg. They had giant pots of curry and like 4 different kinds of miso. I was like, wow. I don't think I've ever had like such a Japanese breakfast before. I've been to Japan before too, so that was pretty interesting. But yeah, so I had an entire like day there by myself. So I went to, it's like the Kirby Cafe. You cannot get into the Kirby Cafe, by the way. This is like the little store area. The actual Kirby Cafe is like, well, it's definitely healthier than North American breakfast. The actual Kirby Cafe has like a month waiting list, so you need to know when you're gonna be there and reserve like a month or 2 ahead of time to actually eat at this place. It's like one of the most popular cafes, collaboration cafes or whatever, themed cafes in Japan. It is very difficult to get into. Very similar to the Pokemon Cafe, where people are waiting every single day for like the day reset, because I think like the reservations for their various different cafes open like 4 weeks exactly before, and it's like the midnight of, people are just camping the site and being like, I'm reserving for that day. It's kind of crazy. So getting into a Pokemon Cafe is just nigh on impossible unless you really know where you're gonna be at that exact time and day. Very difficult. But I had like an entire day there, so I decided to go to like the Skytree area, which has the Kirby Cafe, has a Kirby store. This is the reason I went. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I went because there was a cafe for HoloLive. If anyone doesn't already know, big fan. So I just bought, their foods and stuff. A bit expensive, but for funsies. And next to, he loves the waifus. I just love VTubers. So next to the this cafe, so this was like attached to the main Skytree area. So Skytree is this really, really big tower in Tokyo where you can like get a big view and everything. Underneath that big tower, there's just a bunch of stores and stuff. I don't want to say they're themed stores. It's I mean, I guess their theme, they have like the Marvel store, they have like the Shonen Jump store, they have the Sanrio store, the Nano Block store, whatever. Just various different kinds of stores. And you can just go through them, and there's just tons and tons of stuff. So this was the first day I was there, right? And I bought this for Z. Z owns this now, and that's where I found it. There's so many Kirby things there. Just as long as you know like what areas to look in, just Waddle Z, Waddle Z, Waddle Z, Waddle D, Waddle D, Waddle D. A lot of Waddle D pictures for our buddy Z. I was gonna get him like a thing, right? So most of these pictures were kind of to show him like, I'm glad he was awake when I was there, so I could just show him like, what do you want? I'm gonna buy you a thing and mail it to you. And it was pretty cheap to mail because I sent it with one of my American friends back to the US, and then they mailed it domestically. So very cheap to mail it. You should have gotten a larger Waddle T and so you mean like that one? This one's pretty big. You can tell by my hand. I don't have like tiny hands. That's like the only thing I could do for scale. It was pretty big. That probably would have been expensive to ship though. Anyways, this was just like a big, it's just a big, I don't know what the store is called, but it's broken into a bunch of areas for like different series. So like this is the Haikyuu area, you know, and then this just reminded me there's the Shonen Jump store. I stopped by. I put this picture in just purely to remind me that there's a Shonen Jump store there. There's a Luffy, like a 1-to-1 scale Luffy there. And yeah, that's the store. I don't have much to say because I've been there before. I mean, they do change their stuff. There's like a Haikyuu section. There's anything Shonen Jump really is there. They were really focusing on Sakamoto Days because that's been really big. But like that series has been like, it's been a really big manga for a really long time. So I'm surprised it took that long for it to get a to actually get an anime, which it did, airing at the time. It was airing at the time that I was there. It just finished season 1. I don't know if it's gonna have a season 2, but it just finished, so maybe it'll get more. But I remember the second time I was in Japan, I saw like one Sakamoto's Day machine, but that was like before the anime was even announced. Bro, all of these ads are insane. So yeah. Also in that area, Ghibli store. Ghibli stores are kind of everywhere. They're very common. This was really neat. I had like a picture of it because this has like running water through it, and this thing actually works. That like the little bamboo thing goes down, and it doesn't really do much, but it's a cute little desk featurette, I guess you could call it. There's a nice book stand end. Yeah, I am actively trying to get through these as fast as I can because I know some of these will take more than a minute to explain. I thought this was really cute. And then this is now it's clutter. Yeah, I guess you could call it that. But if you have like a Ghibli themed corner to your desk, it could be really nice. It doesn't do much for you, and if the water spills, it could go everywhere. But I don't know. It's it's okay. I took a picture of the Kamen Rider store because one of my friends who wasn't there with me is a Kamen Rider fan. Well, he joined me later. Just to say, there are some pictures of people. I was trying to avoid pictures with people in them, but like, obviously I'm gonna get pictures with people in them. Some of the pictures have me in them, some have Noah, some have Dwight. That's how it is. I cannot avoid it all. So, from the Skytree, I spent a few hours there. I went to Tokyo Station because I was looking for something. I was looking specifically for, so every time I go to Japan, I get a Evolution, and I was looking specifically for Jolteon, and I couldn't find Jolteon at the Skytree. I went there specifically because I knew there was a Pokemon Center there. It wasn't there. I knew the next nearest Pokemon Center is Tokyo Station, so I went to Tokyo Station, and underneath Tokyo Station in the basement, there's this huge like maze of stores, and they call it Character Street. And same thing, it's just like, there's just, you know, anything you could ask for. There's a Ghibli store, there's Kamen Rider store like here, There's the One Piece store. There is, and there's the Pokemon store in Tokyo Station. Very cute. The Pokemon store didn't have what I was looking for. So the first one I went to had, Jesus Christ, these ads. The first, I'm very tempted to just turn off background music and we just talk because the ads are very annoying. So the first Pokemon store I went to had, what was it? It was Espeon, Glaceon, and Sylveon. And I'm like, okay. I don't like Sylveon. Sylveon has fleshy little tendrils, and I'm not a fan. Least favorite evolution. But I was like, I'm looking specifically for Jolteon. I didn't take, you know, what was at the first one. So instead I went to this one. And this one had, this is what a Pokemon Center looks on the inside, if you're wondering. There's just walls of tons of Pokemon if you ever want, like, a small Pokemon plush. They don't have every single Pokemon. They used to have a wall which is, like, the first 300 Pokemon in numbered order. But eventually they gave up on that. Anyways, this store had only Sylveon and Espeon. Now, I already have an Umbreon, so I'm like, I'll get Espeon because Espeon goes really well with Umbreon. But I really just didn't want Sylveon. I'm okay with Espeon. I want Jolteon or Flareon primarily, but, you know, we play the hand we're dealt. So Espeon traveled with me for the rest of that trip. It was fine. Espeon, it's good Espeon. So now I own, from my 3 Japan trips, Umbreon, Espeon, and Vaporeon. Last time I got Vaporeon because someone told me you have to get it for the memes, so that's why I got Vaporeon. Still looking for that Jolteon and Flareon though, so, you know, next time. Next time. Is this out of order? Oh, it's kind of out of order. Yeah, so they also have a HoloLive store in the the Tokyo Station, and that is to say, I bought stuff. I couldn't not buy stuff. Okay, I could not buy stuff, but you know, I still did buy stuff. They have spots in my room already, so it's okay. But yeah, this was the Ghibli store. Cute little setup they have there. But yeah, so from there, very close to Tokyo Station, 2 stops away, literally. Just buy nothing. But I like my little sheep VTuber. Let me enjoy my little sheep VTuber. Look how small it is. It's fine. Anyways, if people don't know, I'm a fan of Love Live. I feel like people might know that. I don't know. Love Live has a lot of female following, so it's surprising. Hey, dude, Jay, how's it going? Don't mind me, I'm talking about Japan, because I came back from Japan like 2 weeks ago, I want to say. I got back from Japan like 2 weeks ago, and I've been gathering all the images, so a lot of these images aren't just mine, they're from my friends as well, and I had to go through like thousands upon thousands of images, so it took me a hot second to get through them. Anyways, I went to Akihabara. Akihabara is the weeb capital of the world. It is all anime, all the time. It is Electronic Town, so if you go into these smaller alleyways, you can find just any sort of electronic you could ever need, like old wire parts, things that, you know, you don't really see anymore in the bigger stores. You know, there's the big camera there. Oh, yeah, I did mention that, it's true, yeah. I did mention on Ryan's stream, well, Ryan's stream, less Ryan's stream and more like that collab stream thing that we do every Sunday. And more that, yeah. The reason I mentioned it to him is because I know he wanted to see it. He's not here right now. I waited an extra 30 minutes for him to be here and he didn't show up? Wow. Wow, Ryan, how could you? Anyways, it's fine. He can I have a VOD. I have a VOD channel. He can go through that later. I have like 300 pictures to go through, so I'm trying to just go fast. Anyways, first day in Japan, I was very alone because my friends, when I was on Character Street there, so like over in this area, I got a text saying my friends who are flying in from LA had their flight canceled and they had to get the next flight, which was 12 and a half hours later, which means I had almost an extra full day that I did not know what to do with. In fact, there was a hotel that we were supposed to share and I ended up in there by myself. So that was great. Hi, Juthi. If anyone's also wondering, Jumin Trash here was also in Japan with me. So yeah. So I went to Akiba for funsies. Because I was like, why not? I have extra time. Also, my what's it called? My hotel. Yes, that's what it's called. My hotel was a very short walk away from Akiba. The reason being is that we wanted to get to Kyoto. The original plan was my friends from LA would fly in. We would have the hotel near Akiba, which is 2 stops away from Tokyo Station, which gives us 1 day to kind of adjust to the time change. That is a 14-hour time change. I think for them it was like 11 hours, but for me it's like a 14-hour time change because I'm EST. They did not come, so I had to still go to Akiba because I had the hotel to go to. Oh my god, ads. So I went to the hotel and I'm like, I have a bit of time to kill, so I'm gonna go to Akiba. I didn't really have a goal there. It's more like I kind of like to wander there. It's not a big secret that I'm a giant weeb anyways, so I was there. Oh yeah, they had an ad for Cinderella Grey. I'm hype. I'm ready for Cinderella Grey. Bro, the horse girl thing, not very big outside of Japan. Huge in Japan. And I appreciate that. Because I do like the series, the various series. This one is in particular is my favorite, so... the anime coming out is very exciting, because it's my favorite series of the horse girls. Anyways, I went around. I don't know what pictures I can show, you know. There's a lot of figures, a lot of buildings. You can tell it was already like late in the day at this point, probably like 4 or 5 p.m. Oh yeah, another thing, when I travel, I don't eat properly. I need others to tell me to eat. So if you're wondering why there hasn't been any pictures of food, I think almost every single time I ate, I included the pictures. So basically, I went this long without eating a thing so far. That's really what I did. So this is the Ami Ami store. It is the 4th floor of the Radio Kaikan building, pretty much immediately outside of the Akihabara main station. There are other Akihabara stations, but this is like the main station. Right outside, if you just walk like 30 seconds, there's a big building called the Radio Kaikan building. It's probably one of the most famous buildings in Electric Town, in Akiba. Why is Ovi outing me like this? You'll see, it gets so much worse. So this is the Ami Ami building. They have a bunch of figures on display. I thought these ones were really cool. They're very big. These are very big. Very cool Yu-Gi-Oh figures. There was a little Ina section. I had to take a picture and I had to include it just because I love Ina very much. You know, her signature, her drawing and everything. It's not just anime though. Plenty of Disney, plenty of other such things. If you know where to go, there's a lot of Godzilla stuff. A lot of arcades, you know. Oh, you'll see. You will see. So, yeah, ignore how blurry this is. I don't have the best camera, but yeah, it got dark. It's around. Damn ads. So yeah, it's pretty cool being there at night. A lot of things close though. A lot of things close pretty early in Akiba. You'd be surprised. Like, everything lights up, but everything's closed besides like the maid cafes. I don't really do maid cafes. I've done it once, and I can say I've done it. I'm good. That's, you know, I'm good. I did go to the, so Ami bought another building. They bought an entire building, or rented out. I don't know how it works. So Ami originally had 2 stores in Akiba. One was the 4th floor of Radio Kaikan. One was the 2nd and 4th floor of, I don't remember the name of the building, but it's like around the corner. It's a little bit of a walk, but around the corner, like actually around the corner of the Radio Kaikan. So if you stay on the same side of the street as Radio Kaikan, walk towards the intersection, turn left, there's a very tall, it's not big, it's a very narrow building, but it's very tall, and it is the new Ami figure building. Each floor of the figure building has a different theme. I don't know what theme this floor was. It might be character figures, but dude, look at the size of that Artorias. I know Artorias is supposed to be a giant, but that doesn't mean you have to make a figure that's a giant. Oh my lord, that thing is huge. There are other giant figures there, but that one I think was the 2nd largest I saw. Honestly, very impressive size, and I think it cost like $700 Canadian. I don't think I could. Oh, okay, that's what scroll wheel does. I can't zoom in. It was expensive. Very expensive. It's probably expected, given how big it is, but damn. So, if you ever see any prices throughout any of these pictures, control and mouse wheel, you know, that probably makes sense. Can I see the price there? No, I can't. Oh, you can see how many digits it is. Sorry, my camera's really bad, and I don't have a very steady hand, so, you know, things are very blurry, but, oh, okay, I can see 200000. How prices work in Japan, if you want a quick and dirty conversion, is that you remove the last 2 digits. So, especially for Canadian dollars. So the first time I went to Japan, it was 100 yen to $1 US. Now it is much closer to 100 yen to $1 Canadian. So for me, it's a very easy conversion. You remove the last 2 digits, and that is about the cost of what it is. The yen got really, really weak after COVID, and it is still not doing well, which means, you know, if you want to go to Japan, really good time, because your money is going to do a lot better there. It has a lot more mileage now. But yeah, Artorias. And then this is actually, I know about this place. This is the first time I ate in the day. This gives really, really fast food, and you cook it yourself, yakitori. This is actually the last place I ate at in Japan the previous time I was in Japan. Do I remember the name of the place? No, but I do remember the location. And there's a place right outside that is rated better, and it's I think it's just like better overall, but it's always really, really crowded. So I ended up going to this place the last time I was there, and I had a really good time there because I was there with one of my friends the last time I was there. And yeah, you order your food and it comes out in like seconds. It's crazy. They're like, oh, the order's here, bam, and you're like, okay. It's a bunch of individual seating. It was really funny though, because I had a bunch of like Americans randomly come in there. I don't know how they found this place, because it is in a bit of an alleyway and up a flight of stairs. So I don't really know how they found it, but maybe the same way I found it the last time I was there. But they were very confused, and I just, you know, was nice and gave them a little helping hand. Because it's not the most, you know, well-designed place for English speakers. Also, Japan's not the most well-designed place for English speakers, to be honest. But the food's good. It's very fast. You're in and out in like 20 minutes, maybe 15 if you're a quick eater. Food's good. Not much more I can say. It's cheap too. I think all of this costs like $12, $13. Really not that much. That's to say like 1,200, 1,300 yen. Know your own manga to go to Japan. A lot of people tell me that they want to go to Japan with me because they've never been to Japan and they want a guide. And I'm like, am I that person now? Am I just the guide? Am I a free tour guide to my friends in Japan? Because I think that's what I've become. That's why Ryan wants me to go. He wants me to go with him to Japan specifically because he's like, you could tell us where to go. You could help translate for us. You could tell us like the background of places. You're our own tour guide. And I'm like, am I being paid to do this? Like, how does this work exactly? Oh yeah, an Advil ad. Let's go. Okay. Oh my god. I'm okay. No more background music. There's too many ads. That's okay. Yeah, that's a big thing actually. They say, you see it all the time. People say, you don't need any Japanese to go to Japan. And it's true. But you will struggle. Even in Tokyo, people just struggle to understand English. If you have someone that can speak, like, even a bit of Japanese, it helps immensely. Oh, is Ryan streaming? He did say he was going to stream. Yeah, Ryan's streaming. Okay. Maybe we'll raid into him. You will definitely struggle if you're not like at least N3 Japanese. But like outside of Tokyo, it just gets worse. Like at least some people will understand the gist of what you're saying, but it just gets so much worse when you're out in like the base of Fuji, you know? If you're out in the far south by like Hiroshima, you know? Those places, you're not going to have any English speakers. You're not even going to have like partial English speakers. You're going to have people that are staring at you wide-eyed like, uh-oh, this isn't good. So yeah, just like enough Japanese to get you by because, you know, Ryan did ask for that. I don't know, maybe he forgot. I didn't remind him at all, so it's fine. He can check VOD if he wants. It's okay. But that was for you, Ovi. So yeah, this a little bit of Japanese helps. You know, Google Translate does help, but Google Translate is quite frankly not fast enough. They have little pocket translators, which also help. The pocket translator is better than Google Translate, but at the end of the day, having knowledge of Japanese, especially knowing the kanji for man and woman, that helps. Anyways, this is everything I got on my first day by myself in Japan. The Roserade went to Ryan. The Waddle Dee went to Waddle Z. All of the Pokemon boxes went to my sister. And everything that's like flat, essentially, the coaster, the cards, the stickers, all that, those are mine. I did give some of it away, though, because there are some characters that I'm not honestly a fan of. I don't want to say I'm not a fan of, but like, they're not VTubers I watch, so like the ones, because you know it's all random, so the ones I don't watch I gave away to other fans and I got things in return, so it's okay. And of course there's the Espeon I mentioned before, which Espeon traveled with me the rest of the way. So I had a really early start. That's how just, you know, jet lag is. You wake up at 6 a.m. and you're like, oh. So I decided to go to probably one of my favorite shrines in Japan, which is, like I mentioned, my hotel was in Akiba that first night. This was the Akihabara. I forget the exact name of the shrine, but it is the Akihabara shrine. If you go to shrines, though, there is a thing you can do, which is they call it stamp collecting, but it's not actually a stamp. It's called a goshuin. What a goshuin is, it is it is stamps, but they also write I think the name of the shrine, and then they write the date you were there, and then I think some kind of passage. It's very stylized. It's very, very pretty, and they will only do this typically in a Goshuin stamp book, and that's what these are. I have my own stamp book, so I didn't buy one, but if you ever want to start collecting Goshuin, which is a very fair thing, that is a very unique souvenir. If you're just ever in Japan, it is so unique, it is so traditional. A lot of people don't know about it. And this is a good place to get a Goshuin book because there are just, look how many options there are. I think I'm like halfway full mine. I don't go to every shrine, but I like to like go to major landmarks and ones I don't have. So like if I go to a place where I've been before, I won't get the stamp again because that would be kind of weird, but I will find a different shrine in that area and try to get that instead. I think I only got like 6 this trip total. The first time I went to Japan, I got like a lot more, but not the first time. The second time I went to Japan, I got a lot more. The first time I went to Japan, I didn't even know Goshuins existed. It does add up in cost though, because each Goshuin costs like somewhere between 400 and 600 yen each. Most are about 500, but I've seen some be a bit less, some a bit more. So I'd say it averages out about like 500 each. But it is very unique, and if you can read the kanji on it, how they write it, you will know what date you were there, you will know where it is. It is very, very cool. Very cool collectible. And it definitely marks where you've traveled, and like it's something you can bring back to Japan and continue, you know, like you can continue your book. It also opens like one of those like marriage registry books where it doesn't open like a normal book, it opens like an accordion, so there you can fill out both sides of it. And there's some really, really cool shrines with some really, really cool Goshuins. I remember, I don't know if it's catching on more now or if more people know about it, but the last time I was in Japan, like the time before this one, most of the lines to get the Goshuin stamp, all Japanese people, and they put like the Goshuins in the corner of the shrine where people don't. You have to seek it out to know it's there. Sometimes if it's like a popular shrine, they will pre-write them for the day, and then you have a loose piece of paper that you have to like put into your book. But it is really nice to have the book filled out over time. Anywho, guess what's big in Japan right now? Digital Circus. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that at all. I didn't expect to hear Digital Circus every 2 steps I took, because they were playing that damn music everywhere. In a lot of the arcades, they just play the damn Digital Circus music. It was interesting hearing it in Japanese, though, because they have like that talking phrase like, welcome to the Digital Circus and all that. That was all in Japanese. But you can see that like inside these arcades, there is a lot of Digital Circus stuff. There is a lot of Digital Circus stuff. But if you know where to go, there's also, you know, you're going to be seeing, if anyone knows Monster Hunter stuff, you'll be seeing a lot of Monster Hunter. This is my favorite monster. His name is Nargacuga. I have a minifigure of him, and I don't have this figure of him specifically. I own 2 Monster Hunter figures made by this designer, this company rather, and it is Velkhana from Monster Hunter World Iceborne, and I own Zinogre, who isn't from, well, he's in World, but that wasn't his like first game. I think he might have been from Tri, maybe? I know he's older than Tri. Anyways, he's from an earlier game. But I have those 2 figures, and maybe one day I'll own the Nargacuga, because it is so nice. Oh yeah, you remember all those pictures of Love Live from outside? There was yeah, he's a panther. I love his roar. His roar is amazing, very panther-like. There's all those. So there's one of the main buildings in Akiba. They always change their pictures on the outside, and you always see people taking pictures of these like images they have on the windows. It's called it's French. It's Atre 1 or I don't know, but it's they always have collabs going on there, and the picture I took with, you know, Love Live was on the building. I didn't realize, you know, there's I should have realized there was a collab going on, so big Love Live collab going on. I didn't know about it, so I couldn't reserve anything, so I couldn't go to it, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Also, I didn't know there's a train that goes straight into this building. I didn't know that because that's like very close to the main Akihabara building. So that was weird. That's the first time I had to exit out of there. It also goes to, I believe, the second floor? It doesn't go to the basement. It's like upstairs. So that's a thing. Anyways, this is my breakfast for the day. And I think it was my food for most of the day. I know I had to eat something. By the way, Akihabara only opens at like 10 or 11 p.m. a.m. Not p.m. Stores only start opening at 10 or 11 a.m. If you're there at 9 a.m., there is nothing. You have nothing to do, which is why I went to the shrine. Because, you know, it's always nice to visit your favorite shrines. Also, that one's a pretty good one to visit because they do teach you how to pray. There's a specific way to pray at, like, Japanese shrines and all that. This has, like, a little guide to be like, you bow, you throw your money in. Doesn't have to be a lot of money. Maybe, like, 10 yen or maybe, like, single yens. What a lot of people do is they take their 1 and 5 yens, which are extra, and they just toss it in. By the way, you do go through a lot of cash in Japan. They are a very cash-centric society. They really focus on using cash and not card, and it is pretty brutal. Anyways, after this, I went to the airport. I had to go to pick up my friends who were landing in the evening now instead of, so they were supposed to land the previous day, but now they're landing like evening to like midday the next day. So I decide to grab a crepe from a crepe place I know. Okay, let me correct it then. A lot of places in Tokyo and Kyoto take card now. There's still a lot that are very, very money focused and there's like an extra surcharge for using your card. So I don't like to do that. But they do have like 7-Eleven ATM machines everywhere where you can just withdraw money for like a flat $9 fee, which is really cheap if you're just gonna pull out like, I don't know, 40,000 yen, you know? So then you have that in your pocket. You especially want cash when you're outside of big cities, outside of Tokyo, outside of Kyoto, outside of Osaka. There's a lot of places that will literally only take cash. There are a lot of places, even in Tokyo, that will only take cash, but the card works to a degree. They are still very cash-centric. I think they asked a bunch of Japanese people. They did a survey on like a few thousand Japanese people. They're like, how much money do you have on you? Just like, they wanted to see how much people carry on average. And I think here in the West, people carry on average, I think it was like 5 something in cash. It was just like change, essentially. A lot of people carry 0. In Japan, it's about 20 to 30,000, like $200 to $300 Canadian in cash that they carry with them all the time, because that's normal. You will get jumped here. Yeah, that's true. Anyways, I went to the airport, but I went slightly early because I had to pick up my friends. I knew exactly. So there's a site to track planes. I knew exactly when they were landing. I knew exactly what time I was keeping track of it. I knew exactly when I had to leave and when I had to get there if I wanted to get there at the same time as them. I left early. Why? To go to the Haneda Airport Garden. Did I use an eSIM? No. My phone is not compatible with eSIMs. I did not use an eSIM. Juthi really struggled with the eSIMs. They did not work for her. She had to end up buying a physical SIM. I don't know why it didn't work. I know she has a compatible phone. I know that both Dwight and Noah did use eSIMs and it worked fine, so. Anyways, I went to Haneda Garden. So I came from Narita, which is like an hour away. Haneda is not actually, it's like a 30-minute train ride away. It's really close. This is like their main central airport. And it turns out, right? HoloLive was having a collaboration with Haneda Airport. So I went to the airport early to find the collaboration and buy stuff. Do not judge me. Anyways, wow, is that actually the next picture? Oh god, it went to 10. Oh god. Let me close this. That is not the next picture. As I say, that just jumped. So here we go. I'm gonna have to close and open it as I go because it's not following the order I set. It went from 1 to 10. It was supposed to go from 1 to 2, and I'm realizing it should have been named 01 and 02 for it to understand how the numbering system works, but it does not. So I'm gonna sit on this image for a hot second. I went to Haneda Airport. My friend showed up. I scouted ahead of time, found out where the train to exit was, found out where to get the welcome suica. So I think they're getting rid of it, so I don't really need to explain this for anyone who's wondering. But there was the microchip shortage, which means Japan couldn't make the suica card anymore, or they could make very, very limited amounts. So for tourists, they created this thing called the welcome suica, which is, it's just a normal IC card where you charge it with cash, and it can hold maximum, I think, 20,000 yen, and after 2 months, sorry, not 2 months, after 1 month, it kills itself. It doesn't work anymore. And you have to get a new one, or I don't know what you're going to do if you're there for longer than a month. But you cannot extract the money on it. So for the Suica card, when you return it, it ejects the money that was on the Suica card and you get that back. For the Welcome Suica, you have to, especially near the end of your trip, you have to measure out how much you're going to be spending with it and how much you're going to be using it, because you cannot get that money out at the end. There is a 7-Eleven in the airport if you know where to go, and that 7-Eleven allows you to buy stuff with the... Okay, so let me preface this by saying the Suica card works pretty much everywhere. You use it not just for transit, but you use it in convenience stores, you use it in some restaurants even some stores except Suica, which is crazy to me because it's an IC card. So when you need to empty it out, you want it to be as little as possible. Maybe just like when I got back to the airport, I had, I think, 300 yen left on it. Inside the airport, on the other side of security, there is a 7-Eleven which will allow you to zero out your IC card if you supplement the rest with cash. So it's also a good way to get rid of coins. As long as you don't have like 10,000 yen on your IC card, you should be able to zero it out and then bring some nice little treats back for your friends and family at home, which is what I did. What's good about being on the other side of security is that they sell drinks as well. So you can get a proper sized drink there, just emptying out your IC card. It's convenient. It's not convenient that you can't extract the money, but it is convenient that there's a way to zero it out as long as you know where to go. Now, that 7-Eleven is down a completely different direction, and you just have to know to go that way. That's very unhelpful, I'm aware. But, you know, explore. If you're leaving Japan and you have your Welcome Suica and there's all these expensive stores around you, find that 7-Eleven. There's a lineup in front of it. I think I have a picture of it, maybe. But that will be your ticket out of just losing money. Also, Pocari Sweat, which costs like, what, $12 a bottle here where I live? It's like $1 a bottle there. So if you want to stock up on Pocari Sweat, you're on the other side of security, so you're free to do so. This was the first place we went to eat. So, right, this is what I was saying. I found the Welcome Suica machine. I found the the train to get out, and my friends were showing up, but the runway was taken, so the plane was circling, so I had time to like look around. They landed, and the first thing we did, I got them to the machine. So one of my friends already had a Suica card because his brother went to Japan before and just gave him the Suica card. So that was before the Welcome Suica was really a thing. So he has the Suica card. He just charged it. I got my friend to get the Welcome Suica card. He charged it just really fast. And the first thing we did, immediately out of the airport, straight to Tokyo Station, immediately, first thing, onto a bullet train to Kyoto. Because if you remember what I said before, we needed to go to Kyoto. We were planning to have one rest day, and then the next day we go to Kyoto. But that's why we went to Akihabara, because it's, you know, there's places to chill, hang out. Everything closes early, so you're forced to go to sleep, and then you're up early the next day to go to Kyoto. But lo and behold, the plane was late. So, I'm trying, Ovi. The plane was late. So, we got to Kyoto instead of, our goal was to get there at like 11 a.m. the day of. We got there at 7 p.m. We got to our hotel. We went to get food. This is food. We were very bad with taking pictures. I didn't include a lot of the pictures. I mean, this tasted fine. The main problem with this place is that it's a scam. It is straight up, this place was a scam. I will not give you a name, nothing. It was a scam. Food tasted good, still a scam. Tourist target. Little bit of advice, I would say. If you're going to Japan and you have a Japanese, at least marginal speaker with you, have them search up restaurants. If you search up the names of restaurants using hiragana, katakana, or kanji, you get more Japanese places. If you look up places names in English, you're going to get places that will purposely put their names in English to target tourists. And that's how you get scammed. Like this. We did, in fact, get scammed slightly. It wasn't that bad. But this is not what I would recommend in Japan. So if you're in Japan, what I would really recommend to do is use, if you want something maybe more high class, or maybe, you know, Tabelog's really easy to use, but hard to, like, it's a good resource to use to find, like, places to eat. It's just hard to navigate it sometimes. But if you're going to be searching on Google, please do your searches in Japanese. It will make your life a lot easier, and it will essentially get you out of being scammed. Anyways, that was food. Food. God, it jumped to 20. I need to close that. The numbering. Every time, the numbering. As soon as we get out of the first 10, we're good. Okay, this. So, I would research and make a compendium of places to eat in every area. Yeah, that's a lot of work. That is a lot of work. And there's so many places to eat. There's so many. And there's a lot of places that you will find randomly that are not on Google Maps. So, you know, walking around and just finding somewhere to eat is not a terrible call. Juthi says she walks and she finds. That's not exactly how she does it. Let's just say it that way. She gets baited by pretty girls. So we found a 24-hour place near our hotel. Very nice, very traditional Japanese breakfast, but you know, it's not like a buffet style. It's this was like 800 yen. This was incredibly cheap. And the 24-hour place, they change their menu throughout the day, but it's very much like cafeteria style food, I would say. You know, it's very quick, very not necessarily easy, but they have the very quick and easy setup for it. So this comes out, like, you go in the front, you buy your ticket. It was really funny. There was an English option, and the English option did absolutely nothing. It changed the voice to English, that instead of saying, please order in Japanese, it says, please select to order. That's all it did. That was the English option. Everything was still in Japanese. Kind of funny. That was mine. That was Dwight's, I believe. Fish, very common. Grilled fish, very common to eat in Japan as a breakfast thing. And that was Noah's. He got the fried chicken and an extra omelet. But yeah, it was really good. We ended up coming here because we were in Kyoto for 5 or 6 days. We ended up coming here pretty much every morning because it's 24 hours. It was really cheap and a very good way to just start your morning off, you know? So you're gonna see a lot of pictures like these. But yeah, first thing we did in Kyoto, no rest for the weary. We went to Monkey Mountain. Cute little place. A lot of monkeys. Monkeys, you know, they're around. The last time I was there were more monkeys because it was the like middle of summer. It was a bit cold on this day, to be honest. But the monkeys are still around. There's plenty of monkeys. They're, you know, going around having a good time. It wasn't like super cold. Actually no, wait, this day was kind of warm. It was like 15 Celsius or so, which is honestly really nice considering the time of year. So I think pretty much our first week in Tokyo was pretty warm, but the monkeys haven't like moved down the mountain yet. So this is on a mountain. These monkeys like to live on the other side during winter because there are hot springs there, and these are the monkeys that like to chill in the hot springs. And then they come back here when it's warmer during the summer because they don't need the hot springs then, obviously. The last time I was here, it was really raining, but there was a lot more monkeys. But yeah, monkey! Also, you're going to notice that the quality of pictures might go up slightly. Some of these pictures are just going to be better quality. Because my friend just had a good camera on his phone. He paid a lot of money for a good camera on his phone. So I'm like, I'm going to steal all your pictures. My pictures of monkeys aren't this good. Monkey. We have... So... You saw the monkeys on the roof. There was a building at the top of this like hill. It's a big hill essentially. This big hill is maybe 30 minutes to walk up. I would say 20 to 30 minutes. It depends how slow you are. It's not super steep, but like it's not a 2-minute walk. But you get to the top of the mountain and there is a shack there, and in the shack you can pay what was it? 100 yen for a bag full of peanuts. It is a big hill. Okay. It takes 30 minutes to walk up because it's, I don't want to call it a mountain. It is the beginning of a mountain. But you're not walking all the way up the mountain. You're walking up the first 30 seconds of it, so I consider it like a big hill because it flattens out near the top. But it does turn into a mountain later up near the top. They go up the mountain. But, yeah, they are spoiled little rascals. You can spend 100 yen. They give you a little pouch of peanuts. And, they just sit there and you feed them peanuts. And it's very cute. What you're supposed to do is, you're supposed to put the peanut down, in front of the monkey and let it, like, you know, just leave it. And the monkey will reach through the grate and take it. It's kind of funny because the monkeys weren't taking the peanuts. Well, you can see the one on the left is holding a peanut. Well, one of the monkeys wasn't taking a peanut, and it was just kind of reaching its hand through. And Noah, that's a picture of Noah, ended up just handing the peanut straight into the monkey's hand. And the monkey's just so spoiled and just chomping on peanuts being handed directly to its hand. And I'm like, Noah, you have to make it work for it a bit. Put it down. Well, that was monkey feeding. Monkey. They're very cute. And then when we went down, there is a little shrine there. So this is an omikuji. So at almost every single shrine you go to, you can pay 100 yen, which is considered like an offering to the shrine, and you get the monkey was moving really slow and very lazily. It was a bit fat, you know. It had fat mentality. It was like oh yeah, there's another peanut, you know. It wasn't even facing us. It was kind of like on its side, just like reaching in with it. It's holding on with its left hand and like kind of reaching in with its right, being like, yep, hand right there, just put it right there. It was very lazy. But so at most shrines, so there's a shrine at the bottom of the Monkey Mountain. It's you can drop in 100 yen and you can take an omikuji. And what omikuji is is it's at most shrines. Not every single, like a small little shrine probably won't have it, but it is a fortune. It tells you, you know, it has a bunch of categories. So like there's like the love category, there's the like studies, there's work, there's education, there's daily life, there's just a bunch of categories, and then it gives you an overall very good luck, neutral luck, bad luck, or very bad luck. And you could get like good luck, and it will be, you know, mostly good luck with maybe one bad luck. Extremely good luck is that they're all good luck, you know. And you're supposed to read each category, and, you know, depending on if you're okay or not with the fortune, if it is a good fortune, you put it in your wallet and you keep it, and they say the good luck travels with you. If it is a bad fortune, you return it to the gods. There is a little place to tie them up. Oftentimes you will tie it to a metal bar, but traditionally it is something tied to like a tree branch, and you leave it there, and you return the bad luck to the gods, so you don't keep it with you. This is the only omikuji we pulled throughout the entire trip, because, like, you know, it gets expensive, and do you really want to fill up your wallet with good luck? Anyways, my fortune, I believe, had something like, for travel, the travel section had, like, good things will come, so I was like, I will keep it. It was a good luck one. It wasn't a great good luck one, but it was a good luck one, so I kept it. But yeah, that's... I think Noah got very good luck, but he returned it to the gods anyways, because he said you make your own luck, which... Fair enough. It jumped to 30. Hold up, let me open number 4. Base. I have 2 fortune slips in my wallet now, because from the second time I went to Japan. The first time I went to Japan, I didn't do any omikuji pulling. I really should have, but the second time, and of course the third time I went to Japan, I have the omikuji from those, because we got ice cream. It was yummy. It was a special kind of milk that they have that's produced in, I forget where. Ovi. Stop it. I forget where they produce the milk, but anyways, if you go down the mountain from the monkeys, it's just down the street. It's a very high traffic street, but you go down the street just a bit, you pass a shrine, and then if you pull a left, you are going to be in the very famous, if I can open it, bamboo gardens. There were a lot of wedding couples here. In fact, there is one in this picture. A lot of wedding couples were there throughout our time there, not just in the bamboo gardens, but in the various places we went, because you go to a lot of very traditional places. A lot of people want these traditional places as wedding pictures, because it's very Japanese, and you have a Japanese wedding, you know, you want these kinds of places for it. So we did get held up from time to time from people, you know, going through wedding pictures, but it is a bit of a walk, and you walk through all this bamboo. It is really a shame. I hate to see it. There are a lot of bamboo trees that people will like write their names in it and stuff, and you can see that they're like, what's the word? It's not like graffitied on, but they're pretty ruins, because all it takes is like, it takes a few scratches, bacteria gets in there, it starts to rot, and you have to cut it down, and that's really a shame. And God, why do people gotta do that? Why you gotta ruin it for the rest of us, man? It's really bad. But the ones close to the roadside, you see a lot of them are defaced, unfortunately. But yeah, bamboo garden. It is a bit of a walk, but it is very pretty nonetheless. It jumped to 50. That's fantastic. The numbering system just doesn't work. So at the end of the bamboo path, there is a garden there. Very traditional Japanese garden owned by, it was I believe, an old family, like one of the old families, rich families at the time, I believe. I could be wrong about that. and you can go in there. Well, you have to pay to go in there, of course. But you can go in there, and there is, you know, very, very pretty garden. Very stylized. It's very well kept. It's very nice. There is one area that you can stop in there, and it's just a tea house, and you can chill there, and you get free tea. I mean, free tea is kind of like the entrance cost, but the first time I was there, you get one little tea. It is a sweetened cold matcha. It's very yummy. But this time, well, they still had that. It was now unlimited tea, and there's different kinds of tea. So you go there, you get a bunch of tea. I think I had like 5 or 6 cups, trying each different kind, you know, and it's nice to chill because you're going to be doing a lot of walking if you go to Japan. They are a very, they're very much designed for a lot of public transit and walking. So I think we were averaging out like 15 to 20,000 steps a day. It's a lot. Some days we hit like over 30,000. It is a lot. It'll hurt your feet if you're not used to it, you know? But it's also good exercise. I ended up losing 5 pounds. It's not like I wasn't eating. It's just so much walking, you know? But, yeah. Pretty garden. There is... I don't think it's not a part of the garden, but you can see this little shack off in the distance there. I think this is... They called it like a secret shrine. I don't know how to get there, but it is a place you can see from, you know, across the way. Very good picture. I got ads. I'm gonna kill time here while ads run, because they're gonna only go for 40 seconds. But yeah, so you have to stand on a rock to get this view. This is a really pretty view. This is not actually the garden itself. This is like, outside the garden. So it's a view from the garden. And the garden itself has many different areas you can view. Many different places you can like see just a good view of the city. This is like towards the inside of the mountain, so you get a full view of the mountain, and it's really nice. Really like aesthetically nice, beautiful nature. Doing not bad. How about you? Just talking about Japan, because I was there not too long ago, a couple weeks. So yeah, okay, ads are done, which means I can move on. There's a close-up of the track. Crazy! Do I know how to speak Japanese? A bit. It's a bit broken. I'm working on it. I'm studying hard, and people appreciate you being able to speak even like a modicum of Japanese, and they're like, oh, you know, you have really good Japanese. You're like, oh, I said one sentence. Teach you some words. If you're in Japan, I think the 3 most important words, probably words you already know, is arigato gozaimasu, which is just thank you very much. You can say arigato, which is just like thank you. Arigato gozaimasu is like a more formal thank you very much. There's more. Oh my god, I didn't even realize I took this picture and Noah's on the side. Oh, thank you for the follow. I'm not good with kanji. I can see bento wo something. Bento wo kanji kuse. I would say another good word is so there's arigato gozaimasu. There's gomenasai, which is just a full-on sorry. And then there is sumimasen. You forgot about the sky. Yeah, you gotta love the follow theme. That doesn't is besto something. There's I mean, yeah, there's gambare, which is like, yeah. But sumimasen is a very important word in Japanese. Oh, this is what I mean by like there's random views. I didn't realize that this picture was very blurry. But sumimasen, very important word because outside of Asia specifically, Oh, this is a food market. So outside of Asia specifically, I've never had to do this. So when you're in a restaurant and stuff in the US, in Canada, in Europe, generally restaurants of places I've been to, yeah, sumimasen is like excuse me. It does work as like it's a catch-all word, right? So in restaurants around the world, if you want to get the waiter's attention, you kind of make eye contact, kind of lift your hand a bit, being like, you know, a very subtle "I'm calling you over." In Japan, this is something I cannot get used to. You straight up put up your hand and scream "Sumimasen," and they will come to you, and they will not check on you, they will not look at you, they will do nothing. You have to call them over, and that is very difficult for someone who's used to subtly waving waiters over, you know? You gotta scream it out, and it's something I'm just like... snap the air and point down like a twat. Okay, you don't go that far, but like, you do have to scream for them. It's crazy. And like, the first time I had to do this is the first time I was in Japan, which was years ago now. I was told, you have to call them. And I'm like, there's no way Japan, which is known for their subtlety, which is known for people being passive-aggressive, really. There's no way that place makes you scream for the waiter. And then in a Japanese restaurant, I think I was the only foreigner in that restaurant at the time, I see a Japanese guy raise his hand, full volume, "Sumimasen," and I'm like, oh my god, they actually do that. Holy cow. I was like, what the hell, man? I just can't do it. Even so, this time I'm more used to it, right? But even now, I will just like say it like a sumimasen, you know, like a excuse me, call them over, and hopefully they hear. I cannot scream it out. It feels so embarrassing to do that. I don't know, man. That's just so hard to do. Anyways, we went to a food market. I don't remember where this was. I mean, it's clearly in Kyoto. It was the main one in Kyoto. If you need help, you ask for it. I guess, yeah, but like, if you ask for water in like, if I went to a restaurant over where I live and I needed extra water, I would look for my waiter. I would wait until they looked over. You make eye contact, and you're like, yeah. Oh, in your country, you also have to. Oh my god. How do you live like that? I guess it's like just a matter of being used to it. I'm not used to that. I can't do that. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. Anyways, this is the food market. We stopped for, it is embarrassing. Yeah, see, that's what I mean though, Ovi. You gotta do something to make it clear in a subtle way. Right? You gotta be a bit clear, but it is embarrassing. It's so hard to do, man. I have to. I've done it. I'm really lucky. One of my friends that I was with was like very outgoing. He was willing to call every time. So I'm just like, hey Noah, you wanna like sumimasen for us? He's like, I got you. And he would do it for us. Oh my god. They won't come if you don't call them. Yeah, over here, you just got to be subtle. You make eye contact. You're like saying like, you know, small lift of the hand, or as Ovi said, you close the menus because then they will come over and they'll see the menus close. Another thing they'll do is they'll just come by and say like, are you ready? They'll check on you. It's not really a phrase. It's just excuse me in Japanese. You just hit up a sumimasen, you know? It's really funny though, because sometimes you do that and they're like, oh, Nihongo wo shabiremasu ka? And you're just like, yeah, boku Nihongo gomi desu. Which just means Japanese garbage. Which a lot of them find really funny. So if they ask you, like, oh, you speak Japanese, you say it in Japanese, and you tell them, no, my Japanese is garbage, a lot of the time they're going to think that's very funny because you're responding in Japanese. Also, it does take practice. Like, I think being in Japan, obviously, very good to be immersed in a language you're learning, because being in Japan does improve my Japanese a lot. especially in situations where, you know, there's no English, and you kind of have to communicate. Yeah, kawaii and kawaii, very different things. Kawaii is scary, kawaii is cute. Gotta be careful with your pronunciation. In English, there are, I think, 2,800 different sounds you can make. In Japanese, I think it's like 600. So it's very easy for an English speaker to speak in Japanese because I think most of those 600 sounds that you can make in Japanese are contained within English. But it's very different for a Japanese person speaking English because they have to now start saying over 1,000 different kinds of sounds that they're not used to. Almost 2,000, honestly. It is very difficult for them. So, yeah. I mean, to be honest, if you want to communicate with someone in Japan, a lot of the time, you can just, like, slap on the racism, right? Because it's gonna sound really bad. You speak 4 languages. I speak 2. What do I mean? Okay, I need to explain this. So there's a lot of times where you won't know a word in Japanese, and if you say it with an English accent, they're not going to understand. But there are some words where they are taken from English and just said in a really, like, racist way. So if you say, like, an orange, if you don't know the word for orange in Japanese, it's oranji. And that just sounds really racist. And sometimes, and it has worked for my friends who, like, I wasn't with them all the time. It has worked for my friends where they didn't know a word and they just said it with a racist accent. And the Japanese person's like, oh, I understand now. Like, I think one of my favorite Japanese words is DVD player in Japanese is DVD player. Sounds incredibly racist. That's the word for it, though. Incredibly racist sounding. But that's what it is. Oh, you're Indonesian. Not gonna lie. I want to go to Indonesia. I've seen, like, Indonesian food. I'm so down to go to Indonesia. It's one of the places I want to go along up there with, like, Korea. But I end up going to just Japan a lot. So this is, like, the 3rd time I've been to Japan. Very, very nice place to visit. Really good food, but, like, of course, Indonesia also really nice food. I had plans to go there with a friend at one point, but the friends had a family member pass away, and it's been really difficult to get back on those plans, especially because I also lost my job, so that hasn't been great. But one day, definitely going to end up going to Indonesia because it is a very, very cool place to visit, in my opinion, of course. Anyways, we went to get tempura. We tried to, like, get different foods that we haven't gotten every day, essentially, like a lunch or a dinner, like something that we haven't tried yet, because there's so many different kinds of foods, right? Like, oh yeah, just throw it out there. My 2 languages are English and French. I'm gonna also throw it out there that I am French Canadian, which is why French, and I'm learning Japanese. I'm not great with languages, so, you know, Japanese is very hard, but, like, it's a lot because, like, going from Latin-based languages to Asian languages, very difficult because even, like, all of the grammar is so different. So it's been hard. Also, dude, reading Chinese characters? Oh my god. Chinese characters are rough, dude. Yuthi, you know I speak French? I know you know I speak French. Please do not harass me like this. So, we went for tempura. We each got different tempuras. What was really nice with the people I traveled with was that they didn't mind sharing. So we would order different things and be like, oh, this is really good, why don't you try it, you know? Why do I want to learn Indonesian? It's not something I've thought of learning. Oh my god, what number did this jump to? That jumped really far. Hold up, I have to close this. Go to number 10. I'm realizing I have to name these differently if I ever do one of these again. Really? Is that 10? Okay, kind of. The numbering got weird. These ones are going to be slightly out of order. That's okay. Yes. So I started in Tokyo, and I had 2 weeks in. So this is in Kyoto right now. I had 2 weeks in Japan this time total, and I started in Tokyo by myself. My friend showed up, and we immediately went to. I know those are insults. I recognize dog. I know anjing means dog. I think that's the only Indonesian word that I know, and I know that you guys use it as a swear a lot of the times. I do watch a bit of Indonesian streamers, and yeah, why is it whenever Indonesian people want to teach another person Indonesian, they always start off with teaching swears? I mean, I guess you do that for any language, right? It's like, how do you swear in your language? And most of the time people do learn how to swear first, so I guess, you know? Is that not what it means? Oh, that's my bad then. I'm realizing that this image can be bigger. We'll keep the black borders. So this is the old. We don't. Oh, you don't teach swears first. I see. I mean, if other people ask me about languages, I know a lot of people easily pick up on swears because swears are very, very distinct in each different language. But okay, then it's you and the other streamer that I saw that they start teaching swears, or they use, you know. So this is the Kyoto Imperial Palace. We couldn't go in because it was closing. But then we went to the old Imperial Palace, which is in a big park. And you can see that this park is massive. It took us like 15 minutes from the outside of the park to get to this building. And there was like a shrine in the middle too. It was crazy. And if you're wondering why I keep like jumping past R2-D2, this was just on the walk. This was randomly on the side. No Star Wars around. We were off the main street. So it was like business buildings. It was like homes. For when you lose something or when you're mad at something. Okay. I'll keep that in mind if I ever piss off an Indonesian person. So this was, you can see the name of the company there, I guess, which for some reason it's in English, but this was like pretty residential streets at this point with like business buildings. It was like very much off the touristy path. It's been an hour and a half and I'm like nowhere in these pictures. I have to maybe start going faster, I don't know. So we just randomly saw like R2-D2 on the side, and we're like, let's take a picture with R2-D2. What is he doing here? There is no reason for him to be there. It was so weird, dude. Like, what? Why? Okay, I guess. Very random. Anyways, what number is this? Oh, it actually went to 11. Thank God it went to 11. Did I go to Hot Springs? Yes, I did go to Hot Springs. We'll get to that. Obviously, I don't have any pictures of Hot Springs because that's slightly illegal. So we got, you know, more food. It's the place I mentioned before. This came with the white container natto. I am not a fan of natto. It was... Alright, dude, Jay. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'm gonna keep going, but if you want to check out like the rest of what I said, I'm just gonna be spewing information out because I do like Japan. It's a very nice place to visit. But thanks for stopping by. So yes, this very traditional natto I wasn't a fan of. It wasn't the smell. It wasn't. I mean, I guess it was the. It wasn't really the texture. There's something about it that didn't quite click with me. But this also came with, this was, you see the raw egg there, the rice, and the, I don't really know what, it's kind of like a soy sauce. That is very classic Japanese dish. Can you really call it a dish? It's raw egg put into rice. It's TKG. So what you do is you beat the egg, you pour it in the rice, you pour a bit of that soy on it, and that's it. That's your TKG. A lot of people don't like the texture of natto. Me and my friends, we all had natto. There's the TKG. That's what it looks like when you pour the egg in there. You mix it all in. TKG, very good. It's soyu. Okay. Natto's on the side. Natto, very traditional thing to have with Japanese breakfast. Again, not really a fan of it, and I'm someone that like eats almost anything, so my other two friends were okay with it. But yeah, it's very healthy. Say that much. It's very healthy. But yeah, we went to the famous pagoda. Very, very famous. Yeah, it is very, very good for you. But this is a very, very famous pagoda. You're being a wee. If you're still around by the time I get to why I went to Japan, there is a reason. There is a reason I went to Japan. We'll get to that. We'll get to it. It was at a bit of the beginning of the stream, but we'll get to it. So there's a very famous pagoda, very famous street. You walk up, and I actually didn't take a picture of it. While we were there, they have candy coated strawberries, which is like the dragon beard candy. Very yummy. You want to learn more about Japan? I don't know if you'll learn anything, but I'll do my best. So there's the big pagoda there. It's very, very famous. And you know, I mentioned before about, you know what, I don't know what that means. And I'm also a bit scared to say it. So there is a very famous shrine here. And like I said before, I guess it's like wedding season. A lot of people were getting wedding pictures taken around here on this staircase pointed towards the big pagoda there and around, you know, Taisanji Temple. A lot of tourists there, which is interesting because this was like, this was like end of February, beginning of March-ish time. What's interesting about that is that, like, for Japan, that's really off-season. So this is a lot of people for off-season travel. Most people will go there end of March or around now, beginning of April, because now is cherry blossom season. It is unbelievably crowded in Japan right now, especially around Saitama, because Saitama has street upon street upon street just filled with sakura trees, and right now they are all in bloom. Is someone who's obsessed with Japan and went, it's the Indonesian version of a weeb. The Indonesian word for a weeb. Oh no, that's me. So that's Taisanji Temple. I took that off of my friend's Snapchat. This is a very famous shrine. You do have to pay to go in, but if you've seen pictures of Japan, chances are you have seen like this shot, this angle at the very least. One of the most famous shrines in Japan. It is elevated. I got to get the Goshuin here. I love my Goshuin stamps. Normally people will take this picture when all these trees are in bloom. So it's very nice. There are some sakura trees mixed in here. Like when all of these are in bloom, this is a very beautiful spot. So around now, there's going to be a lot of photographers taking pictures of this exact spot. Their pictures are going to be nicer than mine, but hey, I got to see it. This is my first time seeing this temple. And it's neat because there is this thing on the side, because it was a very traditional Buddhist place, and the Buddhists would carry traditional instruments, traditional footwear and stuff, and they had them on the side, and you could pick them up. They're damn heavy. Oh my god. Like you walked in shoes that weigh 20 pounds each? Oh my god. They were heavy. Sounds like a pain. Do you go to the 6-foot tall building where people jump down so they get wisdom if you manage to live? I did not know about that. That's the first time I've heard about that one, actually. You know? It's a good thing that's banned. That sounds really dangerous. Anyways, this one has a really unique way to wash. So when you're in a lot of temples, you're supposed to wash first. And this is to get the impurities off of you. So you're supposed to gather water, You wash your left hand first. You wash your right hand first. You're supposed to wash your mouth, and you're supposed to typically, this is something I do not do. I will wash my hands. It was very cold. You see, everyone's like wearing jackets and stuff. The water was really, really cold. So you wash your left hand, you wash your right hand, then you wash your mouth, and you're supposed to put a bit of the water in your mouth. You're not supposed to drink it. You're supposed to let it wash out the impurities, I guess. So you wash out your mouth, you spit it out, and then you wash both hands together. That's technically the proper order. Do I follow that? I don't want to put that water in my mouth, I'll be honest. I do it sometimes. If it's a big enough temple, I will do it sometimes. But it's left hand, right hand, mouth, inside mouth, both hands. Because when you wash your mouth, obviously, that gets on your hands, so you have to wash both hands from whatever impurities are from there. So sometimes I'll do the water in the mouth. Sometimes. Not very often. But I will do the hands and then wash the outside of mouth every time. Even if the water's freezing cold because it's like the end of winter. Yeah, your hands go numb, but hey, it's traditional. You gotta do it. So, exactly. You suck it up. That's what I did. So, yeah. This one's really neat because a lot of the times it's like a little small fountain and you don't have to reach out in front of you with a stick to clean. And also this one had a lineup because, you know, that one's neat. Got some dango because we were on our way back down. So this took up the morning. This was very much like in the morning. This was... Oh, yeah. So, please tell me you went to Comic-Con. That Comic-Cat wasn't happening at the time, unfortunately. So I could not go to Comic-Cat. But I wouldn't want to bring my friends to Comic-Cat anyways, because they are not big fans of that kind of thing. If I was by myself, I would maybe go to Comic-Cat, but Comic-Cat was not happening when I was there. This is probably the most comic... how do I... it is written... Let me write it out. It is Comic-Cat. That is like the big Japanese, you know, they sell doujinshi stuff, they sell all sorts of stuff. It happens twice a year, once in winter, once in summer, and you get, it's just like the biggest Japanese, like, creation sort of convention event. It's not the biggest, but it is one of the most well-known, and a lot of people like to go there, cosplay, all those things. So this is probably the most famous shrine in Kyoto. It is Fushimi Inari Shrine. Now, Fushimi Inari is a fox shrine. It is a mountain climb. So this is the very famous Thousand Torii Gates. There are much more. There are so many more Torii Gates than just 1,000. So this is just yeah, Kitsune does mean fox. Fushimi Inari is a Kitsune shrine. It is a long walk. It will take you, they say it's a 3-hour long walk up and down. Both times I've done it now, it has taken about 2 hours. So if you keep up a good pace, you can get through it pretty quickly. And the less fit people will, you'll see them really huffing and puffing and probably give up. So to go up this shrine, you need to be able to walk upstairs nonstop, and it can be pretty steep, for over an hour. I did not rent a girlfriend, although Juthi here did rent a boyfriend, so you can ask her if you want opinions about that. It does take an hour of walking upstairs, walking up mountains, walking up hills, and there are a bunch of, like, splitting paths. So, you can see that, like, these things just go off into the forest. It's kind of crazy, and it's a long walk, and there are some people that look really overweight that shouldn't be doing that walk, and it's funny, when you get to the top, it really thins out. The bottom has a ton of people. You're gonna be walking around people, but like halfway up, a lot of people give up. And then like 3/4 of the way up, there's not that many more people. They just. So yeah, this is part way up. There is a lake on the mountain. This is right next to like a big, I believe it's a graveyard. There's a lot of like shrines and like a lot of offerings to the fox gods there. And off to the right here, there's no picture of it. So there is like a path that a lot of people don't know to take because it kind of loops backwards and it goes up steeper and it passes through a dirt trail through a bamboo forest and reconnects from the right of where this lake is back here. I have never seen anyone walk that path besides me and my friends. It is a bit out of the way, but it is very pretty. Now, I wouldn't recommend if you're walking the first time through Fushimi Inari to take that path. Maybe you can check it out, but you will miss some of the torii gates because it does branch out a different way. But it does reconnect, so it's not like you're climbing into a mountain unknowingly. But yeah, this is the top of the mountain. Small shrine. You can pray. If you collect Goshuin, there are 3 Goshuin at Fushimi Inari. One is at the base. One is at the first little checkpoint, not very much higher from the base. It's like a 20 minute, I would say 15-minute walk up to the second place where you can get it. So the first place, they write it by hand, like you would expect them to. The second place, unless it's raining, they will close if it's raining. It's a little tent, and you can buy it individually. So these are one of the ones where they pre-make it, and yeah, so it's one of the places where they write them at the beginning of the day, and then you can just buy it as an individual paper. And then at the halfway point, there is an option to turn left or right. If you go right, you're going to reach the top before coming downwards. If you go left, you're going to reach this. There's another shrine there. I don't remember the name of it offhand, but it's near the top of the mountain where you can get a 3rd Goshuin. And this one, you got to make it there promptly. You got to like be sure you get there before 5 p.m. because they close at 5 p.m. So make sure you have your book, make sure you get there before 5 p.m. and make sure you can climb a mountain. It's not a very hard climb, just a lot of stairs. But make sure you can climb the mountain because that is a very special one to get. It doesn't look like particularly special, but you know it's special because you climbed a mountain for it. Anyways, this is on the way down. You can see like a lot of these little shrines. Japan and Indonesia relationship around 1945. Around 1945, Japan had a bad relationship with every Asian country. So, especially Southeast Asia. So, I mean, you can go for it, but I'm pretty sure like most Asian places, Korea, China, Philippines, Indonesia, all those places just hated Japan. End of World War II. It was bad. A lot of that bad blood still exists today. But yeah, we got baited. This was like a little path off to the left when we were coming down the mountain. It is a they use slave. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a surprise. It's yeah, it's unfortunate. Look, Japan has a lot of bad history. Yeah, that's, you know, Hiroshima nukes. I've been to Hiroshima. They have a museum there. There are shrines dedicated to humanity never using atom bombs again, and there's a lot of pictures inside this museum about like how bad, you know, the fallout was. This really sad stories, you know, like I understand it was war, and I mean that was one way to end the war with the atom bombs, but at the end of the day, we don't really want the civilians to suffer, and yeah, the nukes were really, really just bad for the people. They dropped it on an army display, I remember. It was during like an army parade, the Japanese army parade, and they dropped one, first one being in Hiroshima, I think it was. and they warned the government, hey, we'll do it again. Second one was dropped in Nagasaki. And yeah, it's honestly, a lot of children died. It was, oof. The museum is very miserable, let's say. It's very historic, and it's a reminder why we really shouldn't do those things anymore. Anyways, this was off to the side, climbing down the mountain. We heard water running, and we're like, oh, there's a lot of like grave stuff there, and there's so many like random branching paths and stuff. But yeah, very cool. It is a lot of a walk. I think it took us 2.5 hours because we took a lot of branching paths, but like if we take out the branching paths, it's like 2 hours. It is a lot of steep hills. It is a lot of walking. You need to be like at least somewhat fit to do that. So yeah. And then at the bottom, we got sake. 100 yen for a thing of sake. We were waiting for our train. We was like, hey, why not? And it was tasty. And then that night, we went to get teppanyaki, which is this is like food cooked in front of you. I found this place on Tabelog, and it was expensive. It was like $140 a person, I believe. And we're 3 people, so it's pretty expensive. This was fancy beef, let's say. We had Wagyu. This was the Wagyu roast beef. You can already see, like, even though it's cooked, you can see the marbling on that meat. They put the Wagyu in a ravioli. Like, it's like a fried ravioli. And then they showed us the beef that we're going to eat, along with, like, a plaque to say, like, this is like a plaque to display that this was like legitimate beef. This is like the real deal, you know? So they cooked it in front of us. Oh yeah, this was a little rice thing. And then they cook the meat with some vegetables. So they cook the vegetables in the oil of the meat. So they cut off a piece of the fat, and that acts as the oil, because this meat is just so juicy and fatty. It like, you bite into it and it just turns to liquid. Your mouth is just flooded with liquid. It's crazy. And because there's so much fat, right? They cook the vegetables in it, so the vegetables have that beefy flavor. They don't give you much. It is very, very rich in flavor. It is strong. You can't really eat more of it. You can taste all the oil in your mouth. Like, you put like a bit of wasabi there and you're like, oh, that was too much wasabi, but then one single piece has so much fat to just melt away that it just washes that wasabi just all gone, and it's crazy. The meat is damn good. I can only read part of that. 書いてくださいね. I feel like that says send something. I don't know the second kanji. Kanji is hard for me. I struggle with it. But yeah. Then they made fried rice with the remains of the it was garlic fried rice with the remains of the fat from the rice. Sorry, I was trying to remember the kanji. And then they gave us dessert, which was a little brownie with a scoop of nice homemade ice cream and a bit of whipped cream with a piece of mint on top. Very nice way to finish it all off. And then we went for drinks. The drink, the one on the far right, probably the best whiskey sour I've ever had. The bartender had his own way to make a thick lemon whip. I believe it was made in a pressurized can, but it wasn't shaken, so it didn't do it. Yeah, I know the word daisuki. Yeah. I can also, it's like, it uses the characters for big and like, so big like, yep. It was really sticky, the lemon like gel on top, but with the whiskey sour, it was so good. It's the best whiskey sour I've ever had, man. Oh my god. A bit expensive, but you know. Another thing about like Japanese bars is that like they don't typically have rules about smoking, so you will end up next to people who smoke if you go to bars and stuff. It's how it is. You kind of have to get used to it. I don't like smoking. I don't like being people who are smoking, but you know, if you want to go to a bar and have a good time with friends, you do have to put up with it a tiny bit. Sometimes, not all the time. And then, what number is this? 18? Okay, this is a story. Ovi, are you still here? This is a story. I blurred out these people's faces. So we went to Family Mart. And if you know anything about Family Mart, it's that or any really convenience stores that they sell fried chicken. And we went to go get some fried chicken. So we're like, it's the morning. Let's just get something quick to eat. And my friends haven't had the convenience store fried chicken yet. I'm like, it's 200 yen. Some of it's like 100 something yen. So it's very cheap, and it's really not bad for the price. Like, given what you're eating, it is really good. And we went to go get some, and maybe some drinks so we can last throughout the day. And this Family Mart had little claw machines at the front. And so Noah went first, and then he was like eating or he was taking a picture of his fried chicken or something. And then I went second, and then my other friend Dwight was behind us. And I heard these people screaming. And Japanese people are typically pretty quiet, pretty reserved. So that was a surprise. And these people won the crane machine, I think in like one try or so. I was with Noah and we're like, oh, nice. And he came over and was like, yo, picture. And we took he's like, okay. And we took their picture. And Noah's going to ask like, how can I send it to you? And these guys, these two, this guy and I guess his girlfriend or something, I don't know. They were like, yatta! And right out the door they went. They won the claw machine, got super excited about it, and then they made some random foreigner take their picture and left. And that was it. And we just ended up with a picture of these guys. Yeah, I know the yatta is yay and stuff. They just like, yatta! And they were out of there. And I was like, what just happened? That was so weird. So now we just have a picture of these two, and it was really funny because that was like that was a unique experience, wasn't it? That was crazy. I don't know what to say. That was weird. So we have a picture of them, and they were very hype. They were going at it, man. So yeah, they won the claw machine, and then they were out of there, and we have a picture to remember them with. A picture they didn't even want, but a picture they wanted us to take because they wanted us to remember that moment. I don't know why. It's very confusing. Very funny story, though. Anyways, that morning we went to one of the old world exhibitions, which is now a Plum Park. And we were there at the time. This was like beginning of March in Osaka. So this is one of the big Osaka parks. And it is a plum garden. This is an event that happens, I believe, once a year for the Blooming Plum Festival. There's a Blooming Plum Blossom Festival. Let me try to take foreigners just for the experience. What? Yeah. No, that is a thing. Yep. I can confirm for you, that is very much a thing. It's considered exotic, right? But this place was just full of like really pretty plum blossoms, very colorful, and there's different colors of them, and there's a festival going on, and there's the sun god, they called him. This is apparently the sun god. I don't know. It was really weird. It was just staring at us imposingly. I'm like, okay. Very sunny that day, though. And this is... So, you can buy plum wine there. plum wine in Japan, delicious. I have never found plum wine here in Canada that has been as good as plum wine in Japan. It is just so tasty. So what they did, right, is this cost 500 yen. They give you a piece of paper, and then there's descriptions of the taste, or the descriptions of the 5 plum wines on the back, but they don't tell you which is which. So what you need to do is do a tasting and guess which is which. So there's 5 of them, and then there's 5 different types. There's the fruit and plum mix. There's a fruit and plum mix aged 5 years. There is the only plum, and then there's the only plum aged 5 years, and then there is the non-alcoholic plum wine. They all tasted really, really good. Our guessing, really, really bad. So we identified, we're like, one of these is the mixed fruit. So we had like 2 together. We're like, these are the mixed fruit. We had another 2 together. We're like, these are the normal plum. And then we had another one on its own. We're like, that's the non-alcoholic, because you can really tell the non-alcoholic one from the others, right? And so that's the one we absolutely knew. And the others were like, we don't know which of these is aged 5 years, but we're gonna guess which one's aged 5 years. And the other 2, we're gonna assume it's the same qualities. Yes, I do watch some anime. We're matching the same quality, so we're like, the 5-year one I assume is smoother with more muted flavors, you know? So we're like, that's probably the 5-year one. And we're like, so that's the mixed fruit 5-year, and that's the only plum 5-year. We got those wrong. It was the other way around, so we only got the non-alcoholic right. But they still give you a reward for just getting one right. And non-alcoholic, like I said, very, very easy to figure out which one's non-alcoholic. So yeah, it was fun. What anime? Oh God. I've watched a lot. I don't mean to openly advertise here. If you scroll down a bit, in my personal information, I do have a YouTube channel called Animango where I talk about anime in general. It's a purely anime and manga YouTube channel. I haven't made okay. So I can read that one. Ovi, that means pervert in Japanese. Yeah, it's just, if you scroll down a bit, it should be in my information. There's a YouTube link to the channel Animango. I haven't uploaded there in a little while. I'm going to be making more videos. But my recent videos have been comparison videos between manga, light novel, and anime for series like VTuber Legends, for Apothecary Diaries, for Reincarnated as a Sword. I've spoken about Nudie Dragon. I've spoken about Isho Senkin. I have a lot of shorts talking about different anime that have come out, different manga awards that have happened. You know, we recently had announcements of like, thank you, Ovi. I'm assuming that's a proper link. We have, I have, a lot of shorts about things like the Darwin incident, which is getting an anime soon. I made that video years and years ago now. I have videos on like Witch Hat Atelier. A lot of videos from before animes came out. I haven't made a short in a really long time, but I was thinking of making a short about some other series I've been reading. Anyways, that exists. Not really the focus right now. So this was a tasting. Very fun. I saw someone win a full bottle. I would have been so hyped to win a full bottle of plum wine. Maybe I should have just bought one. It was so good. Thank you for the sub. I do appreciate it. So you can see that the plum blossom trees, plum blossom trees, they do get very full, and they're very, very, very pretty. You know, if I stream less, I would post more, but I will. I promise. I will post more. I will maybe come up with an idea later today. It does take me a while to make some of these videos. A lot of the editing takes a long time, but I will. I promise I will post more. You can see all the different colors: bright pink, dark pink. There's whites. Why did it jump to 2? I have to go to 20 now. Give me a second. So yeah, that was that area. This was a very fast day. So this next area is in the food market in Osaka. This was the first time we really stopped to get fish. We had like some small fish here and there, but it's like the first real sushi we had. It was a bit expensive, but it's just so fresh. It's so yummy, you know? Love fish. So good. Please don't say senpai. Please don't. So this was eel. We got a little tamagoyaki. We got a little cod roe. We got scallop. You know, magaro. You got oil fish. Very, very much. Very, very much. If you want to call me anything, I do go by Mango a lot, pretty much exclusively. The way Magorty turned into Mango is its own different thing, but if you want to say anything, you can call me Mango. You don't have to put a title with that. You can just say Mango. That's enough. I don't need a title with it, you know. So this is fresh fish, so yummy, and from there. This is out of order. We went to I mean, that says Mangi. It's close. This is Osaka Castle. Very, very pretty castle. So we went from the park in Osaka. We went to Osaka in the food market there. Then we went to... There's Mango. That's it. Then we went to Osaka Castle. We stopped there for a bit, took some pictures. It was pretty warm. I'm surprised so many people wear long sleeves when it was so warm. And then from there, as where things stopped being like super touristy Japan, we went to the Monster Hunter exhibition in Osaka, which lasted the duration of March. This was, I believe, the second day of the exhibition. It just ended, I believe, 4 or 5 days ago. And this was to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Monster Hunter. Yeah, you are technically right. It is supposed to be written in katakana, but if you're going to write it in hiragana, then you were right previously. But that's okay. We don't need to worry about the katakana. So I went to the Monster Hunter exhibition. There was a bit of there's this first area, right? And they have palicos there, life size, by the way. And then after this, there's a room where they have like a special video that plays. And you can watch like a bunch of like the history of Monster Hunter. Then there's the next room. You can see every single Monster Hunter weapon. It's an interactable thing where they just like project weapons there. After that, there is on the wall the full history of Monster Hunter. Very, very cool if you're a fan. And then probably one of the highlights after that is a room. You have to turn off your phone for this because it interferes with signals or something. There is a room. It's a big open space and they give you AR goggles, which is augmented reality, and you can scroll through a bunch of different monsters. I think there's like 15 monsters, and it shows you what they look like in real size. And these guys are big. They are massive. And it was really cool to see like full AR projections of what these monsters really look like. And this is the only place you could do it. So there's the palicos, right, and then this is after the AR part. You can see the lineup for the AR part. Wilds had just come out. This was like a day or two after Monster Hunter Wilds came out. They have, the great sword from Wilds. They have the generic armor, the starter armor from Wilds. There's the not Elytron. There is the Arkveld. The Arkveld Charge Blade, they made it real. These are real size. These are big, and they were really cool to see. And in this area, they also have all the figures, all the Monster Hunter figures just lined up there. These are just a few of them that are really, really cool. I'm going through them fast because, you know, some people, I say some people, a lot of people don't really care for Monster Hunter stuff. I'm a big fan of Monster Hunter. I've been playing, the last 2 weeks I've been playing nonstop Monster Hunter on stream. It's been a really good time, but these are some really, really pretty Elder Dragons. I love this one. If you got, like, the lighting on the Nergigante was really cool because they took, like, a low angle on the lighting. So if you crouch down and get that, like, angle on Nergi, it looked really good. And then, this is not a figure. This is a full-on statue. This was Jess Fatalis' left hand and his, stop what? I don't know what you mean stop. This is the left hand and the full 2-scale head of Fatalis. Crazy. So cool to see. I ended up buying the Monster Hunter Exhibition 20th anniversary book from their shop. They had a bunch of exclusive stuff that you can only buy at their store. It was so cool. It's not gonna be the last time we see Monster Hunter in these pictures, by the way. Very exclusive. I met some random people, and I told them about it, and they ended up going, and it was cool. Yep. So then we went to, from the Monster Hunter exhibition, we went to the Osaka Aquarium, which is one of the bigger aquariums and well-known aquariums in Japan. I believe it is smaller than the one in Okinawa, but the one in Okinawa is very hard to get to because you have to take a flight there. Okinawa is in the far, far, far south. It's like Hawaii in Japan. It's very much Americanized because there's a lot of American military bases there, actually, and a lot of the stuff there is more American, like the layout. It looks like you're in Miami when you're there. It has beautiful, beautiful waters, a lot of palm trees. They really like the purple sweet potato there. You'll see it everywhere. But their main thing in Okinawa is their main thing is spam. They love spam. They have spam sushi. They have spam everywhere. I hope that's a joke. I read that and I was like, I'm assuming that's a joke. So Okinawa, very big on spam. I've been there one time, and they do have one of the biggest, I don't know if it's the biggest in Japan, but because Okinawa is such a small, like, isolated, it's a bunch of islands, but like the main one island, their transit system doesn't really, so most of the transit system in Japan is mostly trains. Since Okinawa is so difficult to get materials and stuff to, they only have one small train that goes to like the middle of downtown to the airport. And the way to get, so on the farthest north tip of Okinawa, of the main island, is their aquarium. You either have to take a bus, which takes a really long time to get there, or you have to rent a car. If you're gonna do it, I would recommend renting a car. It is a bit difficult to get used to driving on the left side of the road instead of the right. Also, you're gonna be driving a right-hand drive car. But if you do want to get to the northern edge of the island, there are some really, really beautiful things there that you can't see otherwise. There's the aquarium there, and they have a beautiful shrine. It's definitely a place to visit. I would recommend, if you go there, to visit for like a few days at least. You can enjoy the beaches, and you can you can go to the northern edge, which is hard to get to, and you can try some of their like different water sports and stuff. It's a very, very nice place to visit. Anyways, we're talking about Osaka Aquarium. It's one of the only aquariums in the world. Yeah, otters are cute. We love otters. One of the very few aquariums in the world where there's piranhas, there's puffins. You see those in places, you know. We love penguins. Everyone loves penguins. There's a huge crowd in front of the penguins. So this is one of the largest tanks in Japan, I believe. It is slightly smaller than the one in Georgia. If you like aquariums, I'll definitely recommend it, because in this tank they have 2 whale sharks. There aren't many places in the world. I believe it's a very small handful. I feel like saying less than 10 aquariums in the world. I'm 30. Yeah, I'm 30, so you know, I'm old. I've been called old. But don't worry, Ovi and Juthi are older than me. I'm gonna out them. There's like I want to say less than 10, might be less than 20. Indonesia time. It is late. Surprise. I mean, 30's 20-ish. I only just turned 30 not too long ago. It's one of the few places in the world where they're allowed to have whale sharks. Whale sharks are very, very cool to look at. There's the whale shark. This was small for a whale shark, but still, the picture does not capture how the sheer size of these things, man. They are impressive animals. Very, very nice to just watch, and they're very pretty. And the way they swim, like, you can see like their muscles when they move just flex. They're very strong because they can just propel themselves so far with one movement. But there is a whale shark in Georgia. That is Atlanta, Georgia specifically, who has the biggest aquarium in all of the US. They have a very, very large. They have a very large whale shark there. I've seen it one time. It was bigger than these ones, but that's not to say these were small. These were still very, very large and very cool. How often do I stream? I normally stream 3 to 4 times a week. I try to stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Typically, I try to stick to that, but and Sunday I have my co-op streams. That's what I normally go for. But I normally stream at like your 1 a.m. So not exactly the best times for you. But yeah, that's like middle of the day Eastern time, Canada. Eastern Canada, because Canada spans 4 different time zones. There's a cute little there's some cute little eels. These are like the digging eels. People love these guys. This is what Wiglet is. If you know Wiglet in Pokemon. This is yeah. Sorry, I assume that you're like 1 a.m. because yeah, you are quite far. We do have a 13-hour time difference, or 11-hour. It's if I didn't stream at your 1 a.m., I would be streaming. If I ever change stream times, I would be streaming at your 8 a.m., I believe, which is my 9 p.m. I would be doing yeah, exactly 12 hours to Ovi. I would be streaming later if I like get a job. I'll be still trying to stream on my usual days, but I'm going to be doing it after work. So evenings, you're pretty early morning. And at the bottom of the tank, so as you go through this aquarium, it weaves around the tank. And are we halfway? Please tell me we're at least halfway. Okay, we're like halfway. That's okay. We're making so at the bottom of the tank, there's a lot of fish that aren't swimming around. They're just at the bottom, sleeping, chilling. It's very cute because you can walk around the tank. You start near the top, and then there's other displays as you go around it, like the penguins one side, the other like the garden eels, and then as you get to the bottom, there's all the sleeping fish, and it's cute. That's why I have that picture. The cute little shark friends. And you can see like at the bottom there are a lot of fish that are just chilling. Of course there's jellyfish as well. A chilling seal. I just want to include this one because that's a happy fish. There are a lot of jellyfish. They are in their own like very little containers. I think jellyfish don't exactly have the most humane conditions, but also jellyfish don't have brains and just kind of exist. I don't know what qualifies them as living I mean, they are living beings, but they're more of a plant than an animal. But yeah, when we left, super dark outside, and they lit up all of the stuff outside. Very, very pretty. But naturally, our day at Osaka is not done yet. We went to Dontonbori. Dontonbori, if no one knows, is a very, very famous street in Osaka. It is the nightlife of Osaka, but I would recommend getting there at about 7 p.m. And things start to die out at about 10 p.m. But between those like 3-4 hours, like 10, 11 p.m., like 7 to 10, 11 p.m., it's very crowded. There's tons of street food. It's so crowded. Hold on, so there's tons of lights. There's just food everywhere. Very, like, it's very alive. The place is just very, very alive. A lot of these, there's like moving crabs and stuff. And there is, a faction. I mostly read. I'm mostly a manga reader. I read anything. I'm currently reading about 700 manga, so I read shonen, I read shoujo, I read isekai, I read harem, I read horror, I read, historical, I read fantasy. It really is, romance, anything. I actually, the one thing I don't read, I do read Horse Girls. The one thing I don't read is yaoi. I don't read yaoi. But anyways, in this place there is a Michelin star restaurant, and it's very cheap. Each of these is like 600, 700 yen, and we got 3 of them and just shared them amongst each other, and it was good. These are tasty. It's okonomiyaki Osaka style, and it is. We were the last ones in. We were rushing to get here because I'm like, I normally there's a long lineup, and we're like, okay, we can squeeze into the line a bit. And when we got into line, they put the sign up saying no more people are allowed in line. So we were the last people to get into this restaurant, and it was really tasty. I've been here before, and I like to take people to this restaurant because it's cheap Michelin star food, they consistently get their Michelin star like every year, and they've been doing that for years, and it's really good. What an okonomiyaki is basically it's like a pancake, very thin pancake, like a crepe, and there's a lot of cabbage covered in like okonomiyaki sauce, and then they cover it in absolutely everything. Seafood, eggs, mayo, I'll get to that. An isekai anime. And then, yeah, so that's all 3, and we got to share it, which is really nice. If you haven't watched Slime, I love Slime, Tensei Slime, Tensura. But I feel like that's a pretty well-known one now. So we also went to, this is like this is the famous Osaka spots. This is probably one of the most famous spots in Japan. You have the Glico, pose guy, and all of these lights, and it just looks like daytime. It's so bright there. There's a bunch of bridges and stuff, but it is crazy here. It is it's very bright. We had to go there. If you don't know, one street over, down by the other bridge, like one bridge down over there is actually a live stream. The live stream goes 24/7, and it is a Osaka live stream just on YouTube. If you look it up, you can find the Osaka Dontonbori live stream. And yeah, I've found the camera before, and then it's fun. You tell your friends, hey, I'm on the stream. They can look, and yeah. We didn't go this time because it was kind of late and we had to get back to Kyoto. We didn't actually stay in Osaka. We were staying in Kyoto at the time, so we had to go back from Osaka all the way to Kyoto. But we stopped to get some taiyaki. Taiyaki. Love that taiyaki. This was having, interestingly enough, I didn't know this, Sakura Miko collab. I kind of went there and I'm like, wait a second. Miko's here. Yeah. That was interesting. This is 24. Yeah, so more breakfast. I had a lot of pictures of the breakfast place. This was the morning of the next day. We yeah, you can see I put the egg in the bowl. We went to Nara. Nara has a very famous mochi place. There's always gonna be a crowd in front of it. They pound fresh mochi. You can see them pounding it, and it's probably some of the best mochi I've ever had. It's really good, and it's really cheap too. It's like 100 yen a mochi, and if you buy them in bulk, if you buy the mochi in bulk, I think it's slightly cheaper. So, and then naturally, if you're in Nara, gotta feed the deer, and there are so many deer, dude. Deer are everywhere, and the moment they see that you have like shikasenbei, which is like rice crackers for deer, the deer rice cracker, the moment you they see that, they start swarming you. So, oh yeah, they bite anything, by the way. This was my friend's bag. They were biting his bag. There's drool on his bag from anything not tied down, they'll bite onto. But they do bow, especially if, like, you have something they want. They do come to you and they do bow a few times, and it's really cute. And then you feed them. And yeah, this is my friend too. This is what happens when they see you have that's Dwight. This is what happens when they see you have shikasenbei. Also, you notice that the ground is just covered in deer droppings, just everywhere. But yeah, they will chase you. They will follow you. They will gather in hordes to get that food. Anyways, when you go further into Nara towards the shrine, this is the biggest Buddha shrine in Nara. The deer do wander here, but you're not allowed having shikasenbei here, so you gotta feed them all. Feed off all the deer. A bit of advice if you do end up going to Nara and you want to feed deer. The deer are very, very greedy, and they will eat whatever the hell you give them. So if you want to interact with deer more, break your shikasenbei in half. Just start feeding halves instead of full shikasenbei. They're not going to be insulted. They don't understand. You're still giving them food. So you get more longevity out of your shikasenbei because you feed them half at a time. Yeah, so this is the shrine. This is a very, very big shrine. There is a big, big Buddha inside. It is a very traditional place to go. There is inside, I didn't want to put a video of it because I think switching between videos would take too long, but there is a place inside. There is a pillar with a hole cut out of it. So there's a giant Buddha, the first thing you see when you walk into there, and it is massive, but the pillar has a hole taken out of it that is the size of Buddha's nostril, and when you pass through the hole, it's a very tight hole, by the way. You need to be like at least somewhat thin. You can't go through there if you're fat. I sound familiar? Probably not. I I'm not anyone famous, so probably not. Unless, do I play games? I play Monster Hunter. I play a lot of Monster Hunter. I stream it sometimes, but yeah. So there's a hole in the pillar, and they say if you can pass through it, you gain enlightenment in your next life. Now, reminder: this hole is very narrow, and it is very tight. You might get a bit stuck, but I can fit through it. I can fit through the hole, and I am a 190 pound, 6'1" person. So if I can do it, anyone my size can do it. But around back, you can see like, I'm not calling you fat. I'm just saying that like, I've never seen you. I'm just saying I have some friends. They definitely would not fit through that hole. You need a plunger to get them out. So there's more shrines. That's the word I was looking for. There's more shrines on the side. You can go around. You can get some really cool views if you're walking around Nara. These are some really famous shrines, not nearly as famous as the main Nara shrine. You can see the main Nara shrine right there on the left, back left. And just so you know, there are some deer that don't have their horns cut off. They keep the ones near tourists the most, the ones that are like mostly near tourists. They keep those ones like smaller. They keep their horns down because they do headbutt and stuff. Yeah, I figured that one would be brought up. That's the harem isekai one where he buys sex slaves. Yep. Be careful. There are some deer that their horns are not cut off, and they are dangerous. These are wild animals. They are, you know, they're very used to people, but they are wild animals at the end of the day. So yeah. That is just, you know, fair warning. And this is a, so further down, if you keep walking, up the hill, this is the Lantern Shrine. It is a World Heritage Site. You can see all of the lanterns and stuff. Still deer everywhere, of course. And it is, yeah, World Heritage Site. It's, yeah, I know Michiko Tensei. Jobless Reincarnation. It's a very pretty place. We didn't have enough time to fully explore it, but yeah, we went to go get food. We went back to the main street and we got this is Kitsune Udon. Kitsune Udon, also known as Fox's Delight in English, is a udon with a piece of aburage thrown in. And aburage is just tofu that has been fried and seasoned, and it is very, very yummy. I'm very fond. There's no foxtrot in there. The reason it's called Kitsune Udon, this is actually really cheap. This entire bowl was 800 yen. Or 900 yen. It was something. It was under 1,000 yen though. So in Canadian dollars, it's like $8 or $9. Very cheap for, you know, food. So in Japanese culture, I guess you could say, you're supposed to leave offerings for gods and the messengers of the gods, and we all know that foxes are very often the messengers of the gods. And when you, yes, I had so many noodles. When you give offerings to Kitsune, it is known. It is like their favorite dish, supposedly, is aburage, which is fried tofu. So when they call this Kitsune Ramen, it's because Kitsune's favorite food is aburage. They put aburage in the udon. Probably one of my favorite udon dishes. I've had a lot of udon in Japan. I don't know why. It's just the Kitsune udon. So yummy. That piece of aburage is so yummy. But we wanted to try something interesting because in different parts of the world, McDonald's has different things, and we wanted to try the Japan-only McDonald's options, which came down to two different types of samurai burgers. There was a soy samurai burger and the normal samurai burger. And there was the shrimp burger. It is a, it's like the fish fillet, but it's a shrimp fillet burger. And, yeah, We had that with some shaka shaka fries. And yes, we did just leave the previous restaurant and go immediately to McDonald's. We eat a lot. There's the different samurai burgers. Oh yeah, they had chocolate churros with strawberry cream stuffing. It wasn't good. It was worth a try though. That little box was like 100 yen, so why not? And then we went for dinner. So we had to come back to Kyoto. So we chose to do, this was our last day in Kyoto. This was our, we ate one more time in, I am not sure how much that is, to be honest with you. I don't know how much, Indonesian currency is. So we went back to eat again because we went to this 24-hour place for breakfast every time. And we're like, we need to try their what else they have, you know, at least one time. So we went there. This was the last night we were in Kyoto. So we went there and we got their other foods. And it was yummy. It was so good. It's so cheap. And like I said before, it's very much like cafeteria food. But like, that quality for that price? That's like 1,100 yen, this thing. Oh my god. It was good. It was really good. Okay. So, that was night. Then we went one more breakfast. Yeah, so one more breakfast there. And then we were off. This is 3. That was the wrong pictures. 29. I need to go to 30. Give me 1 second while I go to 30. Those were the pictures from before. Where is 30? There it is. I own a lot of books. This was the last breakfast. Breakfast there. I do own a lot of books. I own a lot of light novels. I own manga. I was specifically, while I was in Japan, I was looking for manga of Flying Witch. Because it helps me practice reading Japanese. Flying Witch has furigana with the kanji, so it makes it really easy. And I was missing a few of the novels, so I was jumping from like book off to book off, looking for it. And luckily for me, I did find all of the volumes I was missing, so pretty happy. I have volumes 1 to 13 of Flying Witch now. And I do read them. It's good practice. So, one last breakfast there. And then we were taking bullet trains. This was neat. This was an Ekiben vending machine. Which, you know, they really have some weird vending machines. And that's when we... that's when we got to Kanazawa. Kanazawa is on the northern coast. $120 USD. Oh. If you ever end up in Japan, Japan manga, if you're able to read Japanese, is incredibly cheap. I bought some of the volumes of Flying Witch for 200 yen. One of them I got for 100 yen. That is $1. $1 Canadian, maybe like in US dollars, $1.30. Manga is immensely cheap. Head's bleeding. I hope you're okay. Jesus. So this is Kanazawa. This is on the other end. So Tokyo is on like the southeastern end. This is like the north coast now. Kanazawa. And Kanazawa has a very famous food market. And they are actually known for gold leaf. They are one of the biggest exporters of gold leaf in all of Japan. So gold leaf is a lot cheaper there. And they put it on everything. So this is, you know, gold leaf on ice cream, because why not? And if you're wondering what gold leaf tastes like, it's not the first time I've had gold leaf. It doesn't taste like anything. It immediately dissolves on your tongue. It is there to be fancy. That's it. But it's fun to do once. Or, not once. It's fun to do once. I just say or twice, but like, if you're gonna do it again, maybe don't have it on ice cream again. The ice cream was really tasty though. I give them that. The ice cream, very, very tasty ice cream. And then we got... Okay. Thank you, Ovi. It's... Automod caught Baka, which is idiot. Which is kind of funny. So we got some ramen. Ramen's good. Love ramen. Got some ramen in Kanazawa, which I think Kanazawa has their own version of ramen, which was nice. There's the different types of ramen we had. It was very yummy. Ramen here is so expensive, and it's not nearly as good. So, very yummy. Ramen where I live. Ramen specifically where I live isn't very good for the cost. It is expensive, and yeah, the portion serving is great. Like, this bowl was like $10 Canadian. That's good, man. Yeah, it wasn't mods. It was Twitch autocaught Baka. Which is interesting because I'm pretty sure people have called me an idiot actively in chat before and I didn't catch that one, so. Yes. So we went to this is the old entertainment district in Kanazawa. It is where the geisha would walk. It is where, no, you're not going to get banned. It just had to be reviewed by mods, and Ovi here is a mod, so he let it by. It's fine. Oh my god, Ryan's here. Ryan! You finished before me. I was getting ready to raid into you. I was just talking about the old entertainment district with all the geisha and all the other stuff. They have a lot of... This is where they would bring like guests to entertain. All that, you know. Businessmen would come here back like hundreds of years ago. It's a very historic place. Yeah, Ovi, yeah, sorry. Pandemonium is... I call him Ovi. He checked. Thanks, Ovi. So this is the old entertainment district. It is not quite used like that. You are also a raider, yeah. You were in Ryan's. You're also in Ryan's stream, Ovi. How could you? This is, yeah. So it is a very famous street. There are a lot of store cafes there, a lot of places you can visit. This is a very famous cafe. And then we went to a matcha cafe where you can like mix up your own matcha and stuff. That is matcha warabi mochi. That's it. Sorry, I tripped on my words there. So warabi mochi isn't actually mochi, but it's a kind of like jelly. And it has some gold dust on it, you can see. It comes with instructions on how to eat it. So I had a drink, Noah had a drink. I had a brown sugar drink because brown sugar is a big thing there. And he had a chocolate drink. And the warabi mochi was Dwight's. And it was all very good. I say it was very good. I enjoy it. I do like the green tea mochi earthy flavor as long as it's not too strong. But it was a bit hard for Noah because Noah's not a big fan of matcha in general. So... It was still good, though. So then, you know, at night, we were there at night, and we actually found a bar. This was a bit out of the way, but we had some drinks here, and this is a bar that can seat, like, 8 people, I believe. That's, like, the full size of it. And you see, it looks very homey. This is owned by 2 sisters. Older sisters. And they're, like, 7 cats. And you just kind of go there and chill, and they'll try to talk to you. And there's one of their cats, and it was really like nice, honestly. The drinks were what you expect, you know. Cats will be cats, but it was a really nice place. And when we left, they gave us a drawing with the name of the restaurant, and that was or the name of the izakaya, and that was really, really nice. These are like the people who are just like, oh, you know, your Japanese is so good because I can like marginally communicate, and I would be teaching my friend who was with me some Japanese as well, and they would patiently wait for him to get through it. Yeah. So next day. Oh, you might. Okay, I'll just say it then. I went to Japan because I got tickets to go to the HoloFes. I literally went to Japan for HoloFes. That's literally the reason. If I did not get tickets to Fest, I would have not gone to Japan. Then when I got tickets, I asked my friends, hey, do you want to go to Japan? They said, sure. And I said, on that weekend, I'm going to disappear because I'm going to HoloFest, and that's it. That's what I went for. Oh. you said you wanted isekai things. I don't know if you've ever seen Campfire Cooking in Another World. I like Campfire Cooking in Another World. That one just popped into my brain for some reason. So here's some breakfast. Very kind of like Western, but not Western, you know, mix of foods. We all had the same thing. It was very quick. There weren't many things open, so we ate this at Kanazawa Station on our way to our next destination. Oh yeah. Just, if you didn't know, 2025 World Expo is happening in Kanazawa, and this is the mascot. I kind of hate it. So we went to the mountains. This is towards Nozawa Onsen. This is Nozawa Onsen. Nozawa Onsen is a place where we have very traditional onsen town, but also, why is there, what? Oh, good question. I don't know. So if you notice, the streets are very dry. Oh, sorry. Oh, Oyasumi, I see. Oyasumi. Have a good night. Please get some rest. It is 4 a.m. Sorry, I missed that because I was in the middle of talking and I'm like, hold on, my brain is in English mode. I haven't translated that yet. And you said, Oyasumi. Yep. All right. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Did Ryan immediately ditch? Ryan, are you here? Okay, so this is Nozawa Onsen. If you notice that the streets are really dry, yet the sides are just all covered in snow, it's because they run onsen water under the streets. This place has so much onsen water, it smells of, you know, sulfur, but they run it under the streets to keep the snow off when they run it to the different hotels and stuff, the different onsens there. It stays very warm. Don't stay up too late. It stays very warm, but it keeps the streets clean. We had burgers there because, you know what? This place has been taken over by Australians. This place has the most Aussies I've ever met in my life. There's Aussies running the stores. There's Aussie restaurants. There were places selling Vegemite. So it turns out that since Aussies they live in the southern hemisphere, this is the dead of summer for them. So during winter in Japan and summer in Australia, they take the 9-hour flight over from Australia to Japan, and they will frequent the places that have slopes. So I heard about it before that there's a lot of Aussies at the various slopes, like Nozawa Onsen or a list of anime you finish watching. If it's not long, I don't want like my entire chat to just be a list of anime. So very northern Hokkaido is also very, very full of a lot of the skiers and stuff from Australia. A lot of Aussies. If it's easier or better, what you can do is if you have a My Anime list and you've listed and you have all of your anime there, you can just link. Yeah, I'd say 28. I don't really want 28 things listed in chat right now. But if you have your My Anime list link, you can link that. I'm okay with that. So this is a burger place that was very, very Aussie. Run by Aussies. It's crazy. I heard the word mate like more times than I could count. More times than in my entire life. Just in that one day there. It was something. But yeah, the slopes. The slopes there, they are not very nice for new skiers. We had a friend. He is from California. He has never skied before. This was not the place to do it. He ended up quitting, which is unfortunate, but I did get to hit the slopes with Noah for a bit, and that was really fun. So, I haven't been skiing in a long time, so I did wipe out a couple times, but it's pretty nice. You don't? There should be a bunny hill. Right, so the bunny hill was up to the right. Here's the thing. You have to go down a red to get to the bunny hill. I cannot believe they designed it this way. So when you get to the bottom, there's only one lift up. One lift up goes to a green. And then the green at the end connects to a red. So somehow, to get to the bunny hill, you have to go down a green and red. I don't understand why it's designed this way. I think you can pay for a snowmobile up to get to the lessons area, because this area we're in right now is the lessons, but this is up the mountain already. This is this is already like partially up the mountain, and the lower part doesn't have the hills. So this is like the main hub area. This is where the bunny hill is, and I think you need to get a special pass up to get there. Anyways, this is going down. I stopped to take a picture. You can see the town, and it was all snowing. It was really nice because it was snowing. There's Noah. You can see that it's really snowing. It did get a bit flat on this green, but it was still really fun. And this is what I was saying before about the onsen water being used to clear up the paths. And then we got Soba. Okay, I'm okay with the Google Docs link. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, you should change the access. I can't access that. You have to change the access to anyone with the link can see. Because we're gonna have to request. Yeah. So this is Soba. We had some warm soba after skiing, and we went to the onsen. It was very hot, but it was very, very nice. And it was an outdoor onsen at night in the snow. Can't ask for much more than that. There aren't many places that do outdoor onsens anymore, and it was so pretty. The water is really, really hot, though. A bit of a heads up if you go to onsens. 40 degrees Celsius water. Very easy to overheat in that. Anyways. Oh, yeah. We had soba ice cream. Soba ice cream isn't good. This tasted really weird. Really, really weird. Soba ice cream. We got it because, it was worth trying, but like, ooh. And then this is Nozawa Onsen at night. It was very pretty at night, with the snow coming down, Oh, Ryan is here. And then we had breakfast, Nozawa Onsen. This is an Australian place. Yeah, it was savory ice cream, yeah. It's an Australian place. I got yogurt bowl with fruits. There's avocado toast. This place had Vegemite stuff. I'm not a huge fan of Vegemite, so I didn't get the Vegemite stuff, but like run by Aussies, frequented by Aussies. There's more Aussies there than Japanese people. More Aussies there than anyone else, really. It's all Aussies. It's pretty crazy. Ovi, I will verify link this picture. Okay, it's safe link. It works. I can see it. I see Freerin on there already, which is good. I parry everything. Okay, yeah, I know most of these. And when I say I know most of these, so far I know everything. Shield Hero was mediocre. Eminence of Shadow. Shield Hero just like, it took a turn. It was okay at first, then it took a weird turn. Killing another world with level 2 super cheap power. Wow, okay, that one was weird. It's the manga's still going. That one was weird. I see a lot of like generic isekais in there, which I'm not opposed to because I do like reading generic isekais as well, but a lot of people like the Alia sometimes hides her feelings in Russians. A lot of people like that one. Dress Up Darling, yeah. I don't see Apothecary. Shield Hero there twice. Okay. I see. Right. So what was I saying? Yes. Very Aussie place. And then we were back in Tokyo. This was, their first time for Noah and Dwight to be in Tokyo. I was in Tokyo earlier. We were supposed to be in Tokyo for longer, but unfortunately the flight got delayed, so you know. So what, logically, what's the first thing we do when we get into Tokyo? Go to the Monster Hunter bar. The Monster Hunter bar was sick. You're a fan of Monster Hunter, very much worth. And because we all are willing to share food, we ordered so much food. This is a permanent establishment in Tokyo, I believe. It is not like the exhibition, which closed after a month. This is, yeah, it is a permanent setup, and it is really cool. You can see I was wearing my Palamute shirt. They gave me a little Palamute cracker cookie. It's not really a cracker. Yeah, 4 a.m. If you have to go sleep, I'm not gonna hold it against you. They had, you know, weapons, armor, just things built to size. It wasn't crispy, it was chewy. It was like a piece of leather that tasted like seaweed. I don't know what else to call it. The weapons, like the Velkhana bow, look at that. The insect glaive, you have the super cool long sword. So much of this was just so cool. Salt leather, yeah. You have like the full armor sets, Anjanath armor set with the hammer, the roast meat, and now we get into the food. We have, it was like a tropical drink. It was Dashaguma's drink, I believe. Then we had the hunter's plate. It had sausage. It had hamburg patty, onion rings. The brown thing in the middle is an egg, some tomato, some chicken breast. A lot of food. I don't remember. I think that's the Mizitsune drink. It is a berry drink. And we had some fries. Dango, of course, because Monster Hunter Rise was mainly Dango. The two bunny ears on top are they're noodles, so they're edible. It's not pieces of wood. But yeah, Dango. I mean, it's just Dango. It's pretty normal. There was Gos Harag's drink. That had a big piece of cotton candy on it. Then there is, I forget which drink that was. The Palamute thing, it wasn't a napkin. They told us we can eat it. This was Fatalis's tail. Those peppers, very hot. You okay? Have a good one. This had garlic crisps on the side. It was very yummy. The meat was very yummy. We couldn't eat all the peppers though. The peppers were hot. They were really hot. Good night. This was the bacon dish from Wilds. It's covered in cheese, and I don't think it included one of the pictures. The street cheese, very stretchy. It was yummy. I mean, it tasted mostly like ham more than bacon, but still good. You got that a bit backwards. That says sayonara instead of sayonara, but yeah, no, I got it. This was Teostra's Mapo Tofu Katsu. This was delicious. This was a bit expensive. It was like $18, but it was very yummy. Very good. Oh, there's the cheese stretch. There it is. Got a beautiful cheese stretch. There you go, sayonara. This was the kuyaku meat. It's just chicken. It tasted like chicken. And this is the Kezu cream cheese drink. I hated it. This wasn't mine, but the Kezu drink. There's Ray Dow's apple pie. Who's stretching the cheese? That's Dwight stretching it. Who was that? They followed me. It was someone who likes Japan. I don't know. It's their first time here. I don't know. Ray Dow's apple pie, and then Velkhana's crème d'ange, which I'm not entirely sure what a crème d'ange is. It was a new person. Person from Indonesia, actually. So it's 4 a.m. for them right now. So I'm glad they're gonna get some sleep, because 4 a.m. is kind of late. Or early, depending on how you look at it. This is crème d'ange with whipped cream on the right and white, peach, and silver dust. Very fancy. It's basically a very heavy, sweet, something between cream and ice cream. And then, oh, we jumped to 4. Hold up, let me jump to 40. Oh, you're still here. Should get some sleep. Next pictures. So then we were in. So that took most of the day. We were chilling because we were tired. We just came from Nozawa Onsen. We went to Shibuya. This is the very famous dog in Shibuya, the one that was waiting. It's for your health. Have a good one. This is Hachiko. This is the dog that would come to wait at Shibuya Station for his master every single day. And he, after his master passed away, there was a movie about this. His master would pass away, his master passed away while he was away, and the dog would still come every day to wait for him, even though his master was not gonna come home anymore. And they tried to like bring the dog to other places, and they were trying to give the dog a home. They would feed the dog, whatever, but the dog they don't actually know where the dog ended up going a lot of the days, but every day at the same time, the dog would show up again, waiting for his master, who was never going to show up. And it was a sad story. And they put up a dog there of Hachiko, the actual dog, so that he will always be waiting. It is the Futurama dog. Same story. It's waiting every day. And they put up a statue in memory of the dog because the dog came there until he died. And that is pretty sad. So this is Shibuya Scramble. This is one of the most famous intersections in the world. And if you look on the building in the back, you can see Monster Hunter Wilds is being shown there. It was so big. It was being shown everywhere. Monster Hunter Wilds. Let's go. Shibuya Scramble has the most people passing through it as an intersection every single day. The buildup of people is crazy. You can see how many people are here. It's a lot of people. But we actually went to find the 4th member of our group. This is when we met Juthi. We went to get beef. Well, it's not when we met Juthi. Juthi was already with us at this time. But we went back to the hotel and we found her there. And then we went out to Shibuya, where we got... I did this by myself back on the first day, if you remember the pictures. Now we're doing it as a group. This is yakitori, which is grilled. You cook the meat yourself. Very yummy. It was very, very yummy. I had a good time. So then, next day, we went to the fish market. Famous fish market in Tokyo. Had to find some food, you know. Say aishiteru. Okay. I mean... I said it. Probably not the way you wanted. I don't know if I want to be telling people that I love them, but you know. So we got ice. Bye. This is the tamagoyaki. It's a special, not so special egg on a stick. It's good. Very hot. This burnt my mouth. They do add a bit of sugar to it. It is a bit sweet. And then because we're in a fish market, have to get some fish. We got some eel. Got some strawberries, because they sell those. Because fruit is very expensive in Japan, and very good, actually. One of the things I want to do, one of the things I definitely want to do next time, maybe not next time I'm in Japan, but one of the times I'm in Japan, I want to go to one of those strawberry farms where you pay like $20 to have 40 minutes in the farm, and you can just, they give you like a guide on like what the different strawberries are, and then you can just go ham and pick what strawberries you want and eat them, and it's yummy, and it's really, really yummy, because that sounds like fun. And then we went to conveyor belt sushi. I'll be honest, conveyor belt sushi in Japan is better than like your average sushi place here, like where I live. Their quality of fish is just different, you know? It's just better. It's just better than here. That's all I can say. Like, you can pay decent amounts of money for okay sushi here, but like random conveyor belt sushi place will be better than that and cheaper. Anyways, we also went to, oh god, I forget the name of the shrine. It is another famous shrine in Tokyo. More praying, shrine stuff. And then, okay, we went back to Akihabara, but this is where we kind of split up a bit. You can see where this kind of, where the split happened. I went to Kotobukiya, because Kotobukiya, this was the second day of a special collab with HoloLive, with the Easter event. So I went there. You can tell, I really went there. Look at all these girls. I was in my happy place. I love the standees. Look at those Fomoko standees. I am a fan of Fomoko. I am a fan of Bei, of Ina. I like Iris, but I'm more of a fan of Bei and Ina. I'm a fan of Watame, Picora. All good stuff. And Noah was tired. This is after we met back up. So I ran around doing, you know, some quick HoloLive stuff. I didn't want to include it all. I did not want to include it all. I ran around because I was on a time limit. I ran around grabbing the stuff I wanted. And then we went to Denny's. This is Denny's in Japan. Denny's in the US is pretty trash. Denny's in Japan, pretty good. Things came out fast. Things tasted good. Pretty cheap. What can I say? It was good. Surprisingly. Well, they always say that, like, I heard that before, like, you should try Denny's in Japan. Like, I've heard that before. I've heard that multiple times. Especially a lot from Americans, who are just like, yo, Denny's sucks, right? But Denny's in Japan, that's the one you gotta try. So we went to Denny's in Japan, and it was good. Lo and behold. Strawberry parfait. And I went back to the Monster Hunter bar after that. I met up with some other HoloLive fans, and we had a good time. This was the Tigrex skirt steak, and this is the Kirin, parfait. A lot of sugar in that one. I did not eat that. That was the Australian dude sitting next to me. A lot of Australians were here. That's why I knew how long it took. Okay, bye. He was still here. This is the a bunch of Australians. This is why I know it takes 9 hours to fly from Australia to Japan. A lot of Australians. These people just showed up like the day before, and we were all here for Fest because Fest was starting in 2 or 3 days. But then the next day we went to Asakusa. This is the oldest shrine in Tokyo, hundreds and hundreds of years old, and one of the biggest saying bye a lot. One of the biggest shrines in Tokyo. One of the most famous. I think it's 300-400 years old. It's burnt down a few times. If you read the history of shrines, most shrines have burnt down like 15-16 times. It is very crowded, lined with shops. But once you make your way through it all... Oh wait, no, we didn't make our way through it all first. We branched off to the side and had breakfast. I had a nice, cheap, you know, breakfast. This was very American. We got a lot of tea. There's some soup. I believe Noah got 2 coffees. That's his food. Yeah, he really liked the the TKG, so he really he got it again. I wanted something lighter because I wasn't really feeling that hungry. And we were trying the different like blends and stuff. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I had tea myself. It was good tea, nice milk tea. And then we were on our way. We finished going through all of Asakusa down the road, and there's the big shrine there. We did our prayer. There was something going on there, some sort of ceremony. I'm not actually 100% sure where it was, but to the left of the main shrine, there's actually a smaller shrine. This is where you could get the Goshuin if you don't already have it. And there is a small pond, of course, with koi fish. And they're very pretty, and they're just chilling around there. That's a koi fish, which is why I mentioned it. And off to the side, this is like a store somewhere. There is a sword store. They sell real swords. I don't know if you're allowed to bring that back. Probably not. Even if it's your checked in, that feels kind of illegal. But they weren't very expensive. When we were in Kyoto, we found an antique store. Am I going to stream tomorrow? I believe so. I'm going to be streaming Monster Hunter tomorrow, I think. Yeah. Either that or Bravely Default, but probably Monster Hunter. Maybe, yep. Monster Hunter Wilds, because, yeah. Oh, you can get wooden swords, but yeah, this place sold real swords. It's not like the antique store. The antique store really sold real samurai, old samurai gear meant for display. I mean, these are meant for display as well, but like they were thousands of dollars, incredibly expensive, and very, very historical. But this was just like a store which is like, these things are designed to be... Good night. This store is designed to be swords, like display swords, but not, you know, real old historical swords, just display swords. And of course, when we're walking through back out of Asakusa, tons of street food. We got various things. We got melon bread. We got, this is a curry bun. It's a deep fried bun with cheese and Japanese curry on the inside. It's yummy. We got some more strawberries, things like that. And then we went to Ikebukuro. This is where you can find Sunshine City. This is the Mega Pokemon Center in Ikebukuro. This is the next closest Pokemon Center outside of Skytree and Tokyo Station. Ikebukuro is a good 45 minutes away from Tokyo Station. It's not that long, but like, you know, you gotta commit your time to it. In Ikebukuro is actually where I found the last volume I needed of Flying Witch, so that was really exciting. But yeah, there is a bunch of like little figures, not figures, they're like statues. These are like life-size statues of the various Pokemon, and not even in the Pokemon Center, but outside the Pokemon Center around the mall area, they just have a bunch of Pokemon. And then there's of course the One Piece store where they have a life-size Luffy. Sorry, I'm speeding up a bit because it has been 3 hours. I am running a bit out of time. I'm nearing the end. It's okay. I'm on like the last 20 pictures or so. This is it's like it's a brand. This is a brand of ramen. I don't know the brand. They normally make it, it's like a tomato ramen made in packets that people buy in stores, but this is like the same thing but fresh, you know? So we each had our own bowl of our different ramen. It was good. It was really good. They actually made the noodles. It wasn't like the packet, you know? But it was really good. And then we did some Ikebukuro. It's a really big place, a lot of arcades and stuff, so we're playing this. This is probably my favorite rhythm arcade game in Japan. It's 100 yen and you get to play 3 songs. And it's basically like Guitar Hero, you hit the notes as they come, but there are like hovering notes. So it's, you can't really tell, but the lights on the left there are sensors. So there are notes. So it's like a 2 range of notes where you have to lift your hands and hit hovering notes and then bring your hands back down to tap, to hit the things, you know, to do glides and stuff. And sometimes you have to like lift one hand up while you're hitting notes with the other hand. It's a fun game. I really enjoy it. It does hurt your hands though, because that thing there, that panel in front of you is a solid piece of plastic, and you're just like bap, 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 bap on it. So on my last day in Japan, I think I just stood there and played for a couple hours. It doesn't like it doesn't cost all that much. It's like 300 yen and you're there for over an hour. Anyways, we went to Golden Guy. Very hard to take a picture here. This is a very classical place in Shinjuku. It is a bunch of really old streets, really cramped together bars, and it's a very good place for bar hopping and stuff. You do have to be careful though, because a lot of places have a seating charge, but it was a really nice place to just go, sit down, have some drinks, and then we left there. Oh wait, there's the drinks. Kirin is what most people carry in Japan. Most bars carry Kirin beer. It was fine. It wasn't the best beer I've ever had, but it's fine. And then we had kushikatsu, because I felt like we had to get kushikatsu. This is a very, very big food item for Japanese businessmen. This place was packed with Japanese businessmen. You do pay by skewer, so it can get a bit expensive, but they are very yummy. It comes with a special sauce. I'm not 100% sure what the sauce is. It's a soy-based sauce, and it goes really, really well with beer, or alcohol. Like, they really love their lemon sours there, so... Or highballs. Yeah, highball, get a sour, you know, and you're good to go. Very yummy foods. We ordered, like, 4 dishes like this. And then I personally... Oh, there we go. Yep. We got some crepes. After the crepes, Noah was really tired, so Dwight went with Noah, and they went back to the hotel, and I had to find Juthi. Luckily for me, Juthi was right across the street. That was purely by chance, and I was playing claw games, where I won Ayame. A little finger puppet Ayame. It's sitting on my desk right now. Very cute. I like Ayame. If I had to Itasha a car, I would Itasha it with Ayame. So I won the little Ayame. I tried to get the Korone hand puppet. It wasn't participating. I gave up on it. I didn't get any hand puppets, by the way. They were difficult. This one was like one of the ones that you eventually win, and it's like, it's kind of rigged feeling. Anyways, oops, let me go back. After this, I found Juthi, and we went back to Golden Guy, just me and her, and we actually found some random people, Americans living in Japan, and we spoke to them, and it was a good time, and I should have taken a picture with the guy, because it was really fun, and I ended up giving him, I found out he was a fan of HoloLive, and I ended up giving him a HoloLive event exclusive item from Los Angeles, from their collaboration with a ramen chain in LA. I ended up going there. It was around the time of AX, and I got duplicates of one of the things, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with duplicates. So I ended up, I brought a lot of this stuff, because, when you get random stuff, you end up getting a lot of dupes or a lot of maybe VTubers you don't watch. I brought a bunch of them with me because I knew I was going to meet a lot of fans, and I essentially just gave them away, and people gave me stuff, and it was good. It was really good. So that's one of the things I gave away. I think that's probably the most valuable thing I gave away, because it is an event exclusive item, right? In one place in the world. Ironically, I gave it to an American where the collab took place, but that's besides the point. He's living in Japan. He also lived in Philadelphia anyways, so it's not like he was actually close to LA. At the time, even, but yeah, it was fun. I met random people, had some good drinks, and then we went back. And then next day, this is what I went for. This is the first day. So we were planning to go to Kawaguchiko, which is the base of Mount Fuji. But Noah was unfortunately running out of money. His card didn't work in Japan. So he ended up taking a rest day. And I met up with fans, as it were. I met up with fans for the first day of Fest, and we watched the lives together, and it was really fun, and we hung out, and there's me with my Fomoko happy. Everything's blurry because everything was dark, and it's really fun to watch these things with other fans, You get to cheer along. I know it's just a video, but like everyone's there for like the energy of it all, It's really good. It's really fun. I would do that again. So, yeah. That is 5, not 50. Okay, this is the last time I think I'm going to have to close and open a different spot. There we go. And while I was doing that, Noah and Dwight got KFC. I have never had KFC in Japan. KFC is a big thing in Japan. Big phenomenon. Because they have to have it there every year at Christmas. The Christmas chicken reservations are actually going on now. And if you don't have your chicken reserved by June, by the time Christmas comes around, you're not going to have a chicken. And that is like the must-have for Japanese Christmas. You have to have KFC chicken. Noah and Dwight told me that the KFC in Japan was a lot better than the US. So maybe next time I'm there, I'll give it a try. There's no harm in it. I haven't had KFC here in a long time, so I don't have a very good base of comparison, but if they say it's a lot better than the US, I think it's worth a try. There's the other thing that they had, which is the sandwich. And next day, this was the day that I planned to be alone. I went to HoloLive Super Expo. That is on the Sunday. This was the second day. It's a 2-day event, and you can see it was very, very crowded full of HoloLive fans. This was Mercado Messi in Chiba. It's a very big stadium. There were 3 screens. You can see I was pretty close to one of the screens. So there's 3 stages. There's one on one end of the room, one on the other end of the room, and there's a center stage that drops down and spins, which was really, really cool, actually. I also had a triangle land on me that they dropped from the ceiling, which is funny. Like they dropped a bunch of like slow floating foam triangles, and I kept it. I have it. It's fun to have. Really funny because their streamers would pop off at the end of the live, and people would run up and try to grab the streamers, and I'm like, why? But yeah, very, very fun time. I would absolutely do that again. I loved the lives. I loved hanging out with the fans. Those 2 days, definitely the highlight of my trip and the entire reason I went to Japan. It was very fun. It was a bit loud. I did have to put in earplugs, which is normal. But yeah, it was really, really good. And this was with fans. We went to get toriyaki. Kind of like yakitori, but yakitori is cooked meats on a grill. Toriyaki is chicken grilled on a stick. This, I was told, is like the McDonald's of toriyaki. They have very cheap skewers. Very easy place to just drop 2,000 yen and get full-on chicken. It's good food, honestly. It's a chain, so, you know. I would need to Google the name, but yeah. This is, and while I was doing that, Noah and Dwight, I don't even know what this is. They went to Yokohama and Kamakura. So this is Kamakura. Kamakura is known for their giant Buddha. It weighs 121 tons, and it is actually not screwed down to anything. It's held down by its own weight. Funny thing about that, though, is that they're like, look, this thing is really heavy. It's not going to move. It has fallen over 3 times, and they needed a crane to pick it up each time. One of the times, I believe, was an earthquake. The thing is so solid that it doesn't break. It just falls over. Second time, I think, was a flood. I don't remember the third time. I think the third time might have also been a flood. But it's, yeah, the Buddha fell over, and they had to pick up 121 tons, which that kind of sucks, I'm sure. And this is Yokohama. Yokohama has the biggest Chinatown in Japan. It might be in all of Asia, aside from actually China. It's a really, really cool place. I would recommend going to see it. I've been there before. It also has an ocean view, and there's like a sky viewing tower thing that you can go up. It's a very cool place to visit just for a day trip. Like, Yokohama and Kamakura are very close to each other, so you can very easily do both in a day, just like they did. And yeah, definitely a lot to do there, but I didn't include much of it just because I didn't go with them, and this is, you know, my story time. But this is what they had in Kamakura, Yokohama, Chinatown. Some very yummy dim sum, and this is really what it looks like as it gets dark. This is when it gets really nice. They light up the lights and everything. Last time I was there, it was at night, and very, very yummy foods, very nice place. It's so large, but it's fun. It's a very nice place to check out. I do like exploring different Chinatowns in different parts of the world. I've been to Chinatown in, you know, Germany, Austria. I've been to Chinatown in different parts of the US, but this Chinatown just, you know, it hits different. It's so nice. And this is actually, you can see Yokohama. This is the high-rise I was talking about. It's a for tourists. It's I forget what it's called, but you can go up. You get a lot of nice pictures, and you can see it is like a port. They used to have one of their life-size Gundams here. They built it for the Olympics, but they took it down, unfortunately. They did extend the time that it was going to be up, but I believe it was taken down exactly 1 year ago from this week. They took it down in April, the beginning of April of last year, I believe. So I did end up getting to see it because I was in Japan 2 years ago. or a year and a half ago in like September. So that was about 2 years ago. Let's say like 2 years ago. So I was in Japan like 2 years ago, and I managed to see it. I mean, the Gundam was large. It was really cool because that was like the most advanced Gundam they built. It could move. It could like, it couldn't take like a step, but it could lift its leg entirely. There's times when like it flipped people off, like the arm comes up. It could move like a fair bit. Cost a lot of money to build that, and they did that for the Olympics. The Olympics weren't even held in Yokohama; they were held in Tokyo. So, and then was I by myself? I wasn't by myself yet. This was the last like full day we had together. We essentially made it a chill day because like we get to hang out. I don't get to see those guys very often, so we went to you know, Mr. Donuts. Gotta love Mr. Donuts. I love myself some Mr. Donuts. Some Ponderings. I love them Ponderings. They are called Ponderings at Mr. Donuts. Other places in the world call them Mochi Donuts because Pondering is copyright. The Pondering belongs to Mr. Donut, so other places have to call it a Mochi Donut, but the Pondering is the original Mochi Donut, and it is Mr. Donut that invented that. It is the preferred food of a couple twin VTubers, but they are something that I did eat before the twin VTubers were around, so yeah, there's all the donuts we got, and then we went to another aquarium. I'm just gonna sort of zoom through this. This was the aquarium at Skytree because I went to Skytree before by myself. I wasn't with Skytree with anyone else. I went to Skytree by myself because there was no one else with me. So I brought them to Skytree. There's a man in the the penguin tank. This is things are not built for my size. I'll be honest. Being 6'1", 6'2" in a place like Japan, things are not your size. You see Juthi taking a picture of me because she thinks it's funny. Thinks it's funny that this is like below head height for me. I had to really duck. And of course, there was a rink out here the first time I was here. So like a week ago, like a week before, this was like a rink. And they changed it all out for MLB because Otani was coming. There was a game between the Dodgers and the Cubs. And it was going to be an official game being held in Japan. And they had a bunch of things set up to like advertise, you know, Dodgers versus Cubs, because Otani is like the biggest name in baseball right now, and everyone in Japan loves Otani because he's, you know, he's Japanese. Dude's a giant too. He's like 6'3". And they were gonna have the games, you know, Dodgers versus Cubs, an official game in Japan. And you know how much each of the tickets were going for? One ticket to this game cost $3,000 US. 3,000 sold out stadium, by the way. $3,000 US. It's like a playoff game. It's because they don't normally get official MLB games in Japan. MLB wants to start doing it more, but it's still really hard because it is really far from the US. They have held exhibition games before, and I think they have held a few real games, but it doesn't happen often, and especially not Otani. So that was really big for them. We were seeing MLB absolutely everywhere for this. I think the game happened after I left, so it's not like I saw more of it, but yeah, it was in Japan, massive news. It's like that time when Messi came to Montreal and tickets were going insane to see Messi play here. But yeah, that was a really big thing in Japan. It was interesting. This is food. Yep. That's food. We went to a restaurant. We went to a restaurant in at Skytree. It was, you know, fried chicken and stuff. It wasn't like it was Dawn, you know. It's stuff on rice. Then we went to the Pokemon Center there, you know, and this was cool. This was a this tree was very much in bloom, and there was tons of people surrounding it taking pictures. I think it's a very early blooming sakura. It was the only tree. What was on the fried chicken? Egg. It's egg. It's a very nasty name. It's called the mother-daughter bowl because mother is chicken, daughter is the egg. But it's, I mean, it has a Japanese name, but it translates to the mother-daughter bowl, and it's just like, wow, a bit of a morbid name, don't you think? This is also just egg. This is, yeah, there's the Pokemon Center, and then we got early blooming Sakuras, I think. It was really cool. It was surrounded in people, and we just quickly took a shot and moved on, and look how full it is. It's just so pretty. Like, it's a spectacular color, and it's just so, like, you see so many people taking pictures of it. It's just so full, you know? I don't know another word, like, to describe it. It was really nice. Really nice to see. Very beautiful. I'm glad we got some really nice pictures of it because it was really beautiful to see. And then we went for did I choose pictures of it? This one's slightly out of order. Ignore this one. Yeah, I mean that's food that we had, but we went to play pool for a while. Because we were looking for something to do, and we found a round one, and we went to the middle of nowhere to go to this round one, and there was, we wanted to go bowling, but we decided, because all the bowling lanes were full, and it was like, it's a 20-minute wait to get a bowling lane, so we decided to go, get a pool table. And it was fun. We had our own mini tournament, we had team battles, we did, free-for-all, where we wanted to do the, like, count from 1 to, how many balls are there? 15? 1 to 15? Yeah, it was fun. I mean, I have pool halls I used to go to here, but I don't anymore because they got too expensive. So it was nice going back to it. This is the place we're at. I don't exactly know the city, but we did go. So I learnt about that teriyaki place, right? And I ended up bringing my friends there to the teriyaki place because, you know, we just want to go. Last meal in Japan, just go crazy with it. Why not? Just get food, eat good. It's yummy. It was right next to our hotel, conveniently, so it was worth it. It was good. That was, yep. All the chicken. This is actually a it's something not a lot of people will like. It is a what's the word? A Japanese delicacy. It is fried callus. It is not callus. What's the word? It's not bone. It's the soft bone. What is the name of the soft bone? It's not callus. Cartilage. Cartilage. It's cartilage. Deep fried cartilage. That's the word. Deep fried cartilage is something a lot of people will not like. Noah didn't like the cartilage, but cartilage is something I regularly eat already. Like when I eat chicken, I'll just eat through the cartilage. So this, we ordered it without realizing what it was. This is deep fried cartilage. This is the Japanese delicacy that a lot of people don't like. If you know you won't like that, okay. There is one Japanese delicacy that I personally will not eat. It's just, I heard it's creamy and unpleasant. It's like creamy in an unpleasant way, I've heard. It is called shirako. And what shirako is it is the sperm sac of the fish. Yup. That's what it is. I'm not down. So this how many sticks just me and Dwight went through because they had to split us up onto different tables. We're like next to each other, but they split us up on different tables, and we went through a lot of sticks, just me and Dwight. And then this was mochi ice cream. It's actually wrapped in mochi, so it was very thin layer of mochi. It was like fresh mochi. Yeah, a lot of people can't do the texture. I understand it. I don't mind the texture, but I understand like a lot of people struggle with it. And then this is what I had for dessert. It was kind of like a pudding, but it was like an ice cream pudding. So like it was ice cream pudding flavored while covered in like a burnt caramel sauce, which was really, really yummy, surprisingly. I didn't think I would like it that much, but it was very yummy. Anyways. Oh, that's not the last picture. Hold up. I guess I have to do this one more time. One more time. So, Dwight and Noah had to leave early for their plane back home. And I was essentially left on my own with Juthi. And I'm like, look, if I'm gonna be in Japan, I'm gonna eat Mr. Donuts. So I got more Mr. Donuts. And then I played rhythm games. You can see that it has a lot of like anime music. You can see Shigure is there. They had HoloLive music. There's Bochi music. It's all very fun. I was able to play up to, I think, 11 star without dying, which is pretty good. Level 11? Playing level 11, you know, when I'm not very experienced in the game, very fun. You just have to know how to navigate those menus. So it can be a bit hard. They do give you a time limit to choose your song, though. So you have like 90 seconds to choose. Anyways, that's another puppet I was trying to go for, hand puppet. This is one of my favorite VTubers, kind of sad. I didn't get the puppet. I really wanted the puppet, but I put in too much money and decided to cut my losses there, so I didn't get the puppet. Her horns were too damn big and heavy, which is sad. I wanted the little plus puppet. I wanted the damn puppet. Anyways, this was the last meal I had in Japan. I don't consider it the last restaurant I went to because it was in the airport and I figured I should eat something before this 14-hour flight. And that's it. That's it. After that, I came back and that was like 2 weeks ago. This one wasn't too bad, but it was a bit more expensive than what we were finding out and about. Anyways, it's like 6 o'clock for me now. I do need to go. I do need to go. I wanted to get this done like 30 minutes ago, but it's not too bad. I'm not like terribly behind schedule. Yeah. So I will be back tomorrow. I'll be playing some Monster Hunter Wilds, and I will be back after that on Sunday, I believe, with Ryan. Probably. I might have to cancel that. But thank you all for coming. Thank you, Ovi, for being best mod. Thank you, Ryan, for the raid. And I'll catch you all next time. And if you're in the VOD, thank you for checking me out. Go ahead, Ovi. Take it away.